it live? Is it live?
From Ruffino's on Highland Road, welcome to the Friday edition of Live at Lunch. We call it Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments. Charles Handigraf along with Richard Dixon, Max Gotro, Jimmy Ott will be with us in the second hour of the show. Got all of our panelists from Las Vegas that come with us every week. We're going to give you lots of picks for the weekend. Hopefully we'll do as well as we have in the last few weeks. Rich, good morning. How are you?
Doing good.
Okay, it's been a newsy and eventful last 24 hours. Let's see if we can get you caught up. First thing is last night Scott Woodward was basically replaced as athletic director at LSU. Officials today calling it a mutual parting, a joint decision to get out for Woodward to be out there. I want to make sure I get this right. A mutual decision by the board and by the athletic director. Which is a little bit like saying after that boat hit that bridge in Baltimore and the bridge collapsed into the river that the city and the Port Authority said, we're not going to use the bridge anymore. I mean, after Woodward was basically publicly, destroyed early in the week, there really wasn't much chance that he could continue on as AD. It was just a matter of how and when, and the how and when got done last night. So mutual decision is awfully convenient language when it was anything but, in my opinion, okay, it was anything but. Now, once we got to the part where Brian Kelly was out, Scott Woodward was in trouble. We knew that. The contract, the fact that he hired a football coach that didn't meet expectations, that always puts athletic directors in a bind. The fact that he hired a basketball coach that didn't do anything didn't help either. But it was the football. 99% of this stuff, okay, was that you hire a football coach that doesn't succeed, you're going to pay for that with your job a lot of times, athletic director. And I understand all of the other things that he did. I wouldn't have fired him today. Yesterday, I wouldn't have fired him this week. If they wanted to part ways with him a little bit further down the line, I would have understood that. I wouldn't have done it right now. I would have kept him on to help with the search. I wouldn't have let him necessarily run the search, okay? But I certainly would have had him here to help with the search. He's run a lot of these things. If nothing else, like I said yesterday, institutional memory. There are people he can get on the phone to have candid conversations with, even if he is not leading the search. I would have kept him around for the search. It would have also kept a little bit more continuity. But that became impossible earlier in the week. So I understand why.
It's tough for me because, I like Scott. Scott's a good guy. And, he's done a lot of good things. I mean, you look at his history, he's been successful in a lot of hires. And at the time when they hired Brian Kelly, everybody was, pounding his chest saying, look, we went and got this guy. He went and did it again.
We got Notre Dame's coach.
Went and got Notre Dame's coach. The problems are, it didn't work out. And that's not on Scott. I mean, not all of it. The contract issues. Okay, you want to talk about where there's some things that got everybody up and worried was the type of contracts, but nobody cares if it works. He couldn't gauge that Brian Kelly wasn't going to be all in. That's something that you hope you can figure out during the vetting process and interview process. But like you said, at the time it was a good hire. But we knew once Kelly was gone and everything I had heard that, it was a matter of time. The only way it becomes mutual, I think after you get trashed like that in the media, do you want to be there?
No,
at that point, that's where it's mutual.
Yes,
I'm ready to go.
After that, and they can say as they want, but the governor's comments made it impossible for Woodward to continue as athletic director. Okay. So Verge Ausberry, who has been at LSU forever, is the interim athletic director. And there was a press conference about 2 hours ago. This was Board of Supervisors Chair Scott Ballard, board member John Carmouche, and Verge Ausberry were up there. They were very complimentary of Verge and said that he will lead the department and he has full authority to do so. That was from John Cornbush. That includes leading the search for our next head coach and hiring our next head coach. I want to be clear here. John Cornbush said that Verge Ausberry is leading the search for the next head coach and hiring the next head coach. This creates a real issue with the chain of command. It's got nothing to do with Verge, okay? This has to do with the fact that you are asking an interim athletic director to lead a search for a permanent head coach, not knowing if he is going to be the permanent athletic director. So it creates the issue that the football coach is interviewing with an AD that he may not be working with come next football season.
No.
And the AD that comes in, if it is not Verge permanently, and it may be, I don't know, but if it is not, then the AD has to come in with a coach that has been hired without any input from him. That, to me, is a problem of alignment. There's a reason that there is a chain of command, and it works a lot better when you go in order. And when you skip a step, it creates a problem. It puts Verge in my opinion, it puts Verge in an incredibly awkward position.
Yeah.
Okay? Whoever he interviews for this job, if we get that far, is going to ask him if he's going to be the new AD. He's going to ask the new president if Verge is going to be the new AD. And their answer right now is we don't know. And so the football coach, whoever he is going to ask, who am I going to be working for? And right now their answer is we don't know. And then if they do get to the point where they decide that Verge is not going to be the permanent athletic director, they have to go and hire an athletic director and say, this is your football coach, like it or not.
Yeah.
This creates an incredibly uncomfortable situation, in my opinion, okay? Now, the new head coach and the new athletic director, whoever they may be, may meet, hit it off, and have a beautiful working relationship. That may happen, okay? But, boy, you're making it hard. I mean, you're making it really hard because this is the equivalent of being sent on a blind date and saying, when it's over, you have to get married. Okay? So I hope you like whoever it is I'm setting you up with. That's the problem.
How often is an AD brought in without making with coaches already in place? I mean, Joe Levi.
It's not terribly uncommon, but it usually doesn't happen as fast.
Yeah.
Usually what happens is you have a football coach in place, and then somewhere along the line you make an AD change. Maybe an AD retires. Maybe he gets fired. Whatever. Maybe he takes another job at a bigger school. So you bring in an AD with a sitting football coach. That's not all that. That's not all that uncommon, but it's not usually in the football coach's first few months on the job.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest concern with this is that any football coach is going to want to know who he's working for. And right now, LSU has a hard time telling him that. And, again, this doesn't have anything to do necessarily with Verge personally. He's being put in a really tough spot, I think.
No, yeah.
To go out and hire a coach, not being able to tell him who the athletic director is going to be.
You can't answer a lot of questions.
There's a lot of questions you can't answer. Yeah. That's correct. And then, of course, there is the issue of what the governor said about future contracts. Ausberry was asked about concerns about the coach hire having some restrictions on it when it came to contracts. Number 7, please.
I've spoken to the board members on side of me right here and other board members, and our job, I was told to get the best football coach there is, and don't worry about that at all. So my thing is we're going to go out there together as a team, and we'll get the best contract, get the best coach we have, and whatever it takes to get that person here, we will do.
Okay, that sounds great. It's a wonderful soundbite. Hey, we're going to go get the best coach. You got a lot of questions that the first 2 things any coach is going to ask that comes in and wants this job is going to be, who am I working for and how much am I going to get paid? Okay, before you get to anything else about staffing and culture and recruiting and facilities and all that stuff, they're going to know who they're working for and how much they're getting paid. And right now, I don't have a great answer to either one of those questions.
No.
Doesn't mean it can't work out. Doesn't mean that, like I said, you may go on the blind date and they may love each other. Okay, maybe love at first sight. But boy, I'd rather go down the road of the normal courtship, which is you have you put a president in place. The president hires the athletic director. The athletic director hires the coach. The hip bone's connected to the leg bone, And the best question I thought that was asked of Scott Ballard, which was this one, number 10, which was, what role will the new president have in the hiring of the coach?
The new president will be announced on Tuesday, and he or she or he, we have the three candidates, we're not slowing down for that. Verge is going to move forward and knows what he needs to do. But depending on how that works out and when the new president starts, but the new president will absolutely have input and hopefully hit the ground running. But depending on what the choice is, we've got to also respect that they've got to unwind some stuff as well.
So the new president is going to come in and is going to have a sitting interim athletic director running the search to hire a coach where he may not be the athletic director anymore. And then the president is not going to have a say in who that football coach is going to be? No, I don't think so. There's a reason that they give them the title of president. Yeah. It's because they're in charge. No, I suspect that the incoming president of LSU, and we expect that that's going to be Wade Roos, but whoever it is on Tuesday, is going to have more than just a committee chair seat at this table. Why wouldn't they? They're the president. That's the idea behind being the president. You're the boss, okay? But the boss ain't getting here until Tuesday. And then, there's I agree with the thing at the end. There's a few things you got to unwind. I mean, the president's got to be the president. There's more to the president than just being a football coach.
Yeah.
All right. So this is my concern about the process that you're going through here. You've put an interim athletic director in a very tight position. You're bringing a president in to be a part of this committee or to lead this committee. Well, in my estimation, the president usually leads these kind of things. So is the president going to say, no, this is all on Verge and the committee that he's put together, and we'll name the people for you in a second. And so Verge is going to lead this committee. That committee is going to come up with a head coach. And then we'll worry about getting an athletic director, okay? Does the president get to lead that search? All right. Is the football coach going to be okay with the president not having say? And all of this is at the whim of any athletic director that comes in here, and any football coach that's going to be in here is going to worry about, the governor coming in and saying, hey, you know what? I may decide to opine at some point about the president, the board of supervisors, the AD, the head coach.
That's more my concern. My personal opinion is they've already made a lot of these decisions for, president, athletic director. They know what they're going to do.
Well, I think they know who the president's going to be. I don't know if they know who the athletic director is going to be.
I think they know who they want it to be.
Okay. I'm sure they've got a list, and I'm sure they've got an idea of who it's going to be.
But when you look at it from there, okay, so there might be a plan. There's a timeline when they can announce certain things. But then who is making the decisions at that point? Because if there is a plan and you're doing these hires and somebody else is putting it together who's already got a plan, that's the big concerning confusion part to me.
There's a lot that's confusing to me. We got some more on this when we come back. We're here at Ruffino's. It's Lock of the Week Friday. Tex Morris, Edward Jones Investments. The weekly features, Chef Patrick has put together the shrimp gambari toast at sauteed Gulf shrimp, along with the sun-dried tomatoes, crawfish, and asparagus bisque. That is absolutely delicious. I have had that before. It is fantastic. The entree features the pork chop alla vodka. Fried 12-ounce bone-in pork chops with Italian cheese and a vodka tomato cream sauce. The Gulf fish today, the pan-seared Gulf fish with the apple slaw, and the lamb racks today. That's 16-ounce New Zealand lamb with the orzo pasta salad. And the dessert feature today is the tiramisu, cocoa powder, and Myers soaked lady fingers. That is what's on the menu today here at Ruffino's. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
Talk about stepping up. It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Wesley Construction is second generation, family owned and hands on. We stay involved because our name is on every project. We build with pride, with people we trust, and for clients who value results and relationships. Visit wesleyyusa.com or follow us on LinkedIn.
Water is water, right? Not when it's Evermore. Smooth tasting Evermore water is Mother Nature's masterpiece. Evermore is natural artesian water. Maybe you want a healthier lifestyle, a high-end athlete who wants better hydration, or a parent who wants something healthier for their kids. You want Evermore. EVAMOR. Evermore. Available at great local retailers.
Grab your crew and get ready to kick it, literally. Rec Athletics is hosting the Adult Co-Ed Kickball Tournament at Forest Community Park November 15th and 16th. This recreational tournament is open to ages 18 and up, and it's your chance to relive playground glory, show off your skills, and have an epic time with friends. Registration runs October 1st through 31st. Spots are limited, so rally your team and claim the crown. Sign up today at breck.org/adultkickball. That's breck.org/adultkickball.
Hey, it's Hunt Palmer. I'm here to tell you about my friend Jonathan Carbo and the Highland Insurance Group based right here in Baton Rouge. At the Highland Insurance Group, they pride themselves on technical expertise when it comes to commercial insurance. If you're a business owner who isn't familiar with the details of your current insurance program, you're not alone, but now is the time to fix it, not after the hurricane or the car accident. Call the Highland Insurance Group today to set up a free audit of your policies and let their experts place your program with one of the dozens of carriers they're contracted with. Or find them online at the Highland Insurance Group, highlandig.com.
Please consider making a donation locally through St. Vincent de Paul that truly helps people in need. If you have a boat, car, motorcycle, RV, clothing, housewares, or furniture you no longer use, please consider donating it to St. Vincent de Paul. This donation could get you a tax deduction. Visit svdpbr.org.
When life throws you a curveball, know that you're not walking alone. I'm attorney Robert Lucky with the Lucky Law Firm, and we are here to walk this journey with you. With us, you aren't just a case number. We believe you deserve the best, and that's exactly what we'll fight for. You deserve to get lucky.
Call 866-9-LUCKY-1. Call the Lucky Law Firm.
LA 2417787. Responsible attorneys Robert M. Lucky and Michael T. Malinowski Jr. Actual results may vary. Paid Jingle Singers. Primary office in Baton Rouge.
Yo, Jake and Flynn here. When it comes to roofing repair and new roofs, there's a #1 top-rated roofer you need to know, Pelican Roofing. A recent recipient of the Better Business Bureau Integrity Award, Pelican Roofing has literally hundreds of 5-star reviews.
We know there are a lot of roofing companies, but there's only one Pelican Roofing in Baton Rouge and Lafayette and the surrounding areas. They even offer 0% financing for those who qualify.
Call for your free estimate at 225-629-1788 or visit pelicanroof.com.
It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Remember, the show's available on demand, 1045ESPN.com and LouisianaSports.net. That's brought to you by Supreme Rice and SupremeRice.com, supporting Louisiana farmers since the 1930s. So let's go in order and then try to work through what may happen next. Kim Mulkey's team had a exhibition last night. They won, and after the game, Bob Starkey, lead assistant, went to the press conference and said Coach Mulkey is heartbroken, and that's why she's not here. we haven't yet heard from any other coach on the campus about this. I suspect that's going to change here in the next 72 hours or so. And listen, athletic directors, my experience with them is you either love them or you hate them as a coach.
Yeah.
Okay, they're
either
usually
doing what you want them to do, or
Right.
preventing you from doing something.
And I can't. So I'm not going to attempt to speak for. That was Starkey's word on Mulkey. I'm not going to attempt to speak for any other coach on the campus. But I do suspect that they all have an opinion about how this is going down. One of the names that's been floated for athletic director is Josh Brooks, who is the athletic director at Georgia. Now, why on earth would the athletic director at Georgia come to LSU to be in the same position, especially given the political climate at this time? Well, he's from Hammond, okay, and he graduated from LSU. He also graduated from Georgia with a master's degree, but he graduated from LSU. So I'm not going to tell you about his candidacy. That's a name that has been floated. There's a couple of in-state ADs whose names would probably be on the list too if they get to that. That's a ways off. They did not act like that was a priority right now. Hiring the coach is the priority and not the athletic director. And I think if we got that clip, Jordan, I think was the number 11, which was, I believe, John Corm was talking about the emphasis being put on. Do I have the right clip here, Jordan? We had to turn this audio around pretty quick.
Yes, it's 11.
Okay, give me 11, which was the emphasis on the coach and not the AD.
The governor had a right to be concerned, and we're working towards solutions. Everything's on the table. But let me make it clear, the state has never, and the taxpayers have never paid for a coach and never will. So.
Okay, I was going to play that one second, but let me go ahead and take it in order now. The idea that the taxpayers of the state would be on the hook for buyouts or anything, it's just not accurate. Yeah, yes, if the whole thing collapses, Governor Landry was on with Matt yesterday. I heard the interview, and he said, look, the state is liable for this if they don't come up with the donors. Well, that's not happened, and that's not going to happen. The athletic department, since the 80s, okay, has operated in the black, and they've operated off of private donations. And anybody that rises to the level of athletic director at LSU is certainly not going to go out and make an expenditure that they can't cover.
Right.
That they would have to go to the state.
There's conversations
to ask.
that are had before we put that out there. Like,
right.
Worst case scenario, who's in? I mean, you got to have an idea.
Yeah. But anyway, the quote I was looking for was that the coaching search takes priority over the athletic department. Now, they got a month, okay? I'm not sure if these things could go on consecutively, but they seemed very confident in their ability to have Verge Ausberry lead this thing as the interim AD. So I didn't get the impression listening to that this morning that there's a sense of urgency to go out and hire an AD with Verge in place. The sense of urgency is to hire a football coach.
Yeah, and do you say they got a month because of signing day?
Because of the season.
The season?
I figured that
the season?
I would certainly hope that unless Nick Saban has some kind of epiphany that the coach that they hire is coaching right now, I would think. So maybe not into the playoffs, but coaching right now. If you did you watch the Tulane game last night? Wasn't a real.
Are people really high on Summerall right now after last night?
Not as high as they were yesterday at this time. That was pretty rough. So the next thing is we're probably going to hear from some of the other coaches. I would imagine that there are at least some of them that are less than pleased that Scott Woodward is no longer the athletic director, and maybe some of them are happy, okay? But what we do know is that they're going to move forward with this search for a football coach, and they seem pretty confident. This could all start to heal, and make no mistake, this was not a good week, okay? Even if everything had to happen, the manner in which it happened was not flattering to LSU. I'll argue that with anybody. If your take is Brian Kelly absolutely had to go, fine. Scott Woodward absolutely had to go, I'll listen to an argument, okay? But if you're going to tell me that the way to do this was to have the governor come out at a press conference and basically publicly flog the AD to the point where he had to resign 2 days after they fired the football coach on a Sunday.
And the governor's tweeting about the game on Saturday night.
And the ticket prices and all of that stuff. And then you come in on Friday and you have a press conference where you say, we have an interim AD to hire a permanent football coach with a president coming in next week. But before he gets here, we're going to go forward with the search. And when we're done with putting the president in place and the interim AD leading a search committee to hire the permanent football coach, then we'll come back and hire a permanent AD, okay? I'm not drawing it up like that.
Yeah.
I'm not drawing it up like that. If the way you would like to see this stuff done is, okay, the AD brings in the football coach, and he says, all right, you know what, this isn't working. You have to go. We have the money. You got to go. Then the president comes in, who is obviously appointed by the Board of Supervisors, who are appointed by the governor. The governor, basically gives his opinion there. I don't think it's any big secret that Jeff Landry wants Wade Roos to be the next president at LSU. I'm not breaking any news there. And then the president comes in and says, okay, well, we're going to put an athletic director in place, and then we're going to go hire a football coach. Or you keep the other athletic director in place as a reference tool, and the president runs the search, which would also, at least give you some kind of, chain of command. So, in my opinion, they took the steps out of order, and they're still taking the steps out of order. It doesn't mean that this committee can't find a football coach. So let me address that for a second, because the idea that, well, nobody's going to want to come here now. I wouldn't say that.
No.
There are is this going to scare off some candidates? I don't think there's any question, okay? And if your dream candidate was Lane Kiffin, we've already spelled out some of the problems that Lane Kiffin coming here had before any of this happened. A week ago, when Kelly was still the coach and Woodward was still the athletic director, there was still any number of problems with Lane Kiffin being the next head football coach. The playoffs, the contract, the University of Florida, just take those in whatever you want, order you want. So you did these things out of order. It doesn't mean that this is not still an incredibly attractive job. And football coaches, Rich, you could maybe venture an opinion on this, are the good ones, are alpha dogs. They
can fix anything.
You give them,
They want
it's
a challenge.
Ego.
It's ego.
You give them this job, and they'll believe that they can work with any athletic, the ones that really want it, okay?
Yeah.
And there's plenty of coaches. I said a week ago, I think there's about 12 to 15 coaches in D1 that you could probably cross off the list for one reason or another. The other 120 would take this job, and I still believe that. But they're going to ask questions now about it, and I'm more worried about the after than I'm worried about the hiring process, because I think that this is still a very attractive job, and I think all these alpha, like you said, they think they can fix it, okay? It's like, I don't give a damn who the president is or who the athletic director is. I'm going to go in and run my football program. We're going to win. And you give me LSU's resources. I think that part, by and large, will work itself out. I'm much more worried about a year from now when the AD and the football coach gets crossways over whatever, and it's going to be, I didn't hire you. You didn't hire me. Because you may know this, too. Sometimes athletic directors and football coaches don't always see things the same way.
I'd say 50% of the time.
Yeah. So I'm not worried. I'm less worried about the hiring process than I am worried about the AD football coach relationship a year down the road. Because when they're not in, I use a Brian Kelly word, when they're not in alignment, doesn't help.
Yeah, and especially say that football coach is winning and things are going right, and then he asks for something that he doesn't get. Well, then that AD doesn't have a lot of stroke, because if the program's back winning and the coaches everybody loves and he's happy and he's telling you he's the problem, that causes another issue.
Maybe they'll like each other.
Blind date.
You like my blind date? I mean, it's just like, hey, you're meeting so-and-so for dinner. And when dinner's over, it's like, what was that ridiculous show where they got married at the end of the hour?
I know what you're talking about.
How to Marry a Millionaire or whatever. And it's like, okay, we're going to have this 2-hour reality show. At the end of it, y'all going to get married. And shockingly, the marriage didn't last.
No.
I was absolutely blown away. I mean, it's one of the all-time upsets that after 2 hours of knowing each other on a stage in front of a national television audience, that the marriage didn't work. No such thing as national television. That's my concern, is that they'll all smile, they'll all take the picture, they'll all say, I can't wait to work with so-and-so, but then they actually have to do it. And if it turns out that 6 months or a year from now that these two people don't really like each other or don't see things the same way, well, that's where you have problems. And what do you say? Well, you're going with a hypothetical, okay? I'm going to give you the number one reason I'm worried about that. Fundraising.
Yeah.
Because the next AD's got to raise money, and the next football coach has got to raise money.
Well, I think it puts Verge in a tough spot because everybody loves Verge. I've known Verge my entire LSU history, and okay, so that coach interviews with Verge. Verge is running the search.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I really like Verge. Well, then they hired a guy. I assume Verge stays in some type of role.
I would think.
Then he's communicating with Verge because he don't like this guy, and then Verge has to play in between those two. It's just touching. It's really touching.
Everybody knows Verge, okay? He's been around. He's been here since the '80s, okay? I don't have to give anybody Verge Ausberry's resume. And if he's the permanent AD when all of this is over, then the AD will have hired or at least been in line to hire the coach. But if he's not, you have put him in. I'm not without sympathy for the position that they have put Verge Ausberry in today, because they're asking him to lead a committee and they're asking him to go hire a coach in which the contract parameters are at least a little bit sketchy at this point. And to have to tell a coach that he's interviewing to hire, I'm not sure I'm going to be your boss. There's a pretty good chance I won't be your boss.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's going to be your boss. That's a difficult spot for Verge to be in my opinion. And look, to his credit, he's taken the job. I mean, if last night Verge looked at him and said, "Man, are you nuts? Look what you're asking me to do here," and said, "You know what? I'm just going to wait for the new president, let him run the search." No, Verge took the job, and now he's got to go do this. But I think they put him in a very awkward position.
They put him in a tough spot, and luckily for us and people who know LSU and love LSU, they got the two best guys to step in and kind of right the ship for the moment. I mean, you get Verge and Frank. I mean, there's not a lot of more loved people around here, and they can settle it down for a day. But to your point, there's a lot of questions going forward.
Yeah. What is it? You remember when we did this show a week ago? Last Friday? Do you remember last Friday? Last Friday was a really long time ago.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I was in the Georgia World Congress Center when the Les Miles to Michigan story broke. I turned to Gordy Rush, handed him the log of the show, and said, "Throw this away." And we spent the next 3 hours. Gordy got his steps in, okay, as he went back and forth between the Georgia Dome. You were in the hotel. You woke up everybody, okay. He got his steps in going back and forth from the World Congress Center to the Georgia Dome while we did a pregame show trying to figure out just what the bleep was going on with Les. That's what this week has felt like.
Yeah.
This week has felt like those 3 hours leading up to my damn strong football team.
It's the most I've been on the phone calls, text messages, questions that I've ever seen.
How the hell did you manage to concentrate on a game?
I don't know how anybody did. The entire ballpark was walking around saying, "Is he gone? Is he?"
Because here's the good news: y'all won the game.
Yeah, we won the championship.
We hoisted a trophy and everything.
Yeah.
Got a ring. Well done, young man. We're brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are the same. Let Coastal Capital Advisors work with you the way they've worked with our family. They'll set up a situation, a plan for your family, no matter where you are in life, no matter what your age is, no matter what your income level is. They'll tailor-make a plan that is perfect for you. That lifetime relationship is they'll take you through and make you feel good about it, make you feel very comfortable in the decisions that they're making as you move forward towards retirement. CoastalCapitalADV.com has been perfect. Coastal Capital has been terrific for us, and we urge you to talk with Philip Fontenot, a member of his staff. You can make an appointment at CoastalCapitalADV.com, member FINRA SIPC. Live at lunch from Ruffino's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Hey, Tigers. This is Colin Jeter, former LSU tight end and Director of Development at the LSU Alumni Association. Ready to put your business in front of LSU alumni and fans? Our new LSU Alumni Business Membership will connect you with a powerful network to showcase your business to Tiger Nation. Whether you're running a local startup or a national brand, the LSU Alumni Association is here to help your business roar. Join today at lsualumni.org/business network and show the world what it means to be a Tiger. lsualumni.org/business network.
Finding the right personnel for your organization can be a challenge. At Glow Resources, we take that job seriously, but not ourselves. We place the best people into the right job. Glow Resources, complete employer solutions. GlowResources.com.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious, with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
From Louisiana farms to your tables, Supreme Rice has the perfect scoop. From long and medium grain to aromatic jasmine and brown. And Supreme's new low glycemic and parboiled rice. Every grain is Supreme. Pick up your favorite variety today and make every meal Supreme.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Stabs Prime Steak and Seafood? Stabs Prime Steak and Seafood. Well, I guess along with those sizzling steaks, we do have wood-fired oysters and scallops, beautiful sea bass, fresh Gulf fish and shrimp, and rich Ora King salmon. So yeah, Stabs Prime Steak and Seafood. Jefferson Highway across from Palermo Ristorante. Tell Leo that Kevin sent you. And don't forget, there ain't no cake in that crab cake. Come and see us.
There's never been a better time than now to get out of those contacts, glasses, or readers. LASIK is one option, but you'll find even more vision correction procedures at the Williamson Eye Center. Learn about all of the vision correction surgery options and which one is best for you with a free consultation. Call 924-2020 or visit williamsoneye.com, where you can even schedule online. Williamson Eye Center. Now 8 locations to serve you around the greater Baton Rouge area. Schedule online, williamsoneye.com.
Spooktacular Supreme savings are now at Supreme Chevrolet in Gonzales. Get scary great deals on Silverado with $13,000 off. And don't fear the savings with $8,000 off the 2026 Tahoe. Visit us today or shop 24/7 at SupremeChevy.com. Together, let's drive to Supreme Chevrolet in Gonzales. Proud sponsor of LSU Athletics. Go Tigers! All discounts and incentives applied. Stock SC 18483 and 18908 with approved credit plus tax, title, license, and dealer fees.
It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And we are also brought to you by the Morris Insurance Group. Look again if you think your coastal properties or your hunting and fishing camps or your boats, your trailers, your motorcycles, your tractors, your trailers, all your RVs be hard to insure, too expensive to insure. Morris Insurance Group says, look again. We can help you out. Plus auto insurance, homeowners insurance, commercial insurance, and big boy toys. You need insurance, call 201-0007, 225-201-0007, or you can go and get a free quote online, morris-ig.com. And if you're looking for somebody when you call there. Ask for Buzzy Hydell. Tell him,
Buzz.
tell him we sent you over. You had an interesting quote from Lane Kiffin, just since we're spitballing here today about candidates and coaching and stuff.
Because everybody thinks you got to go throw out this huge number. Well, he was on the Pat McAfee show last week, and he was quoted saying, "Just so you know, if you haven't known me for a very long time, I've never made a decision based off money, nor will I." For a lot of people that are just like, well, money does this and money does that. I've seen too many times in my life where money doesn't buy happiness. So I'm never going to make a decision based off money, nor do I care about it. My agent, Jimmy Sexton, gets really mad at me when I say that. And he's like, we got to get this and we got to get that. And I tell Jimmy, I don't care. He says I do.
Yeah, saying you don't care about money, but you hired Jimmy Sexton as your agent. That's a little bit conflicting. Lane Kiffin, if he wanted to, could end all of this speculation right now. He could go to Ole Miss. There's an extension on the table.
Yeah.
Has been for
over a week at least.
At least, if not longer. That would make him. I'm just going to say this without seeing the paper. My opinion is that the extension that Lane Kiffin has on the table would probably make him the highest paid coach in the country, or if not, very doggone close. I mean, he's at $9 million now. It's not like they would have to give him a 100% raise to get him there. I think there's probably an extension that would make him, if not the highest paid coach in the country, very, very close. So if he wanted to, so from that standpoint, he's like, hey, look, I got this contract extension that would make me the highest paid coach, and I haven't signed it yet. No, because you want more.
Yeah,
or maybe you want to go to Florida, or maybe he wants to come to LSU. I don't know. But he hasn't signed that contract. He's not going to sign that. I would be shocked if he signed that contract. I mean, he may have pen in hand, and Jimmy Sexton would tackle him, okay, before he could sign it. So when he says money doesn't matter, money very much matters. I'm sorry, but it does. And if it didn't, well, go sign the contract, and you can stay where you are. I suspect that somewhere before Christmas, Lane Kiffin will be the highest paid coach in the Southeastern Conference, at least, if not the country. Now, I can't tell you who's going to be paying him, but I do think that, again, it causes so many problems if you're going to wait on him and all of those other things. So I don't think that I don't think
it goes back to the timeline and the schedule of college football is tough right now.
It is.
When you have a signing day in early December, you don't have a lot of time to fill things out and let things play out. I mean, now there's a lot of rash decisions, and you got to get guys that are either going to, which is never a good look in my opinion. If you want to go hire what they said in the press conference this morning, go find the best football coach out there. Well, the best football coach is going to be playing until January. One of the best coaches is going to be playing. So do you want a guy that'll quit on his team? I mean, to me, that's a bad look. So I'm going to go get a guy that I'm going to throw so much money at him that I'll see you guys later. It's so tough for me.
It is. You get 2 weeks, roughly, from the end of the regular season to signing day, roughly. And then you've got about 3 weeks from that point to where the transfer portal starts. One portal now, just a couple of weeks. So you say, well, wait it out. Well, you can, okay. You can wait it out and blow the cycle. Is that worth it? If you told any LSU fan, look, they're going to go 7-5 next year, and they're going to go to Music City Bowl. But after that, you're going to be in contention for the national championship every year for the next 10 years. The Saban model.
Yeah.
Everybody would take that. Oh, they'd complain during the 7-5 season, but everybody would take that. Problem is, who's that candidate? I think Lane Kiffin would be successful. There's quite a few coaches I think would be successful here, but I don't know that. I thought Brian Kelly would be successful here. What the hell do I know?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured, well, the guy's won at the last 3 spots. They're going to give him everything he wants. I didn't realize he would check out like he did, that the disconnect would be like this. Well, before we let you go, I really want to get your thoughts on what the players may think about all this. How does this affect players? They watch the news. They're on social media. They hear all of this. What is it? What is a player thinking right now? What were you guys thinking when you were in the hotel room going, is our coach leaving?
Everybody's confused. I mean, it puts a lot of doubt, a lot of uncertainty, because you don't know, and I'm thinking from my experience with the Les Miles news, And then, okay, so he's going to Michigan. Is my coach going with him?
Yeah.
Am I losing my tight end coach? Am I losing this? So you're really unsure, and it puts a lot of uncomfortable feelings, But right now, it's just tough. I think, it all depends on who you can rally around you. Ours was short-lived. A couple hours later, Les Miles came in there.
And you guys were playing for a championship.
Yeah.
These guys that got to go on the field next week for Alabama were playing mostly for pride.
Yeah, and they got a bye week. They got a lot of time to settle things in. And, I talked to the guys that were practicing. I couldn't make it yesterday. And
Good
Frank,
turnout, by the way. I saw the pictures. Yeah.
Frank got those guys excited. And there was a new energy. He brought back, we were talking with Matt and Jake this morning. He brought back the young guys go, which that was in the bye week when all the older guys sat at the sideline. We watched all the freshmen, sophomores.
The Puppy
they
Bowl.
scrimmaged, the Puppy Bowl.
Yeah.
And they said the most exciting part was there was a couple fights, and that to me, but people always talk about that like, oh, that's undisciplined. When I played, there was a fist fight every day at practice. You want to win. You're not happy when something goes wrong. Those type of things build guys with edges and guys that you can go to battle with.
The game is not for the meek.
No.
you got to go out there. I think that that the most of the time you get an interim boost. Okay, it's if the interim coach knows what he's doing, he comes in and he takes whatever it was that was the most detestable part of the last coach from the player standpoint. I remember Ogeron's big thing when he took over at USC was he says, man, they took away all the cookies. He says, I gave them all cookies, and they all loved me. Okay, well, so whatever this version of chocolate chip cookies is, I think Frank will probably do as good as you can do.
Frank
here.
knows how to rally the troops, get the guys reinvigorated, get the guys excited.
Just an attitude standpoint. I'm not talking about on the field coaching or anything. I'm just talking about attitude.
He's going to put in, there might be some plays that the players like that they didn't think were safe. He said, let's go run them, guys. Let's get your opinion. What do you want to run? What do you want to play? And get everybody going the right way. And you're going to at least bring energy back to it.
And a fresh set of eyes is not always a bad thing. One of the things he said the other day that caught my attention, talking about Frank Wilson, was, hey, listen, Garrett Nussmeier is our starter, but Michael Van Buren can do some things. I'm paraphrasing here, but it's a different skill set.
We've been saying that.
We think he can do some things. Well, there's a package, okay? I mean, if they get down to wherever they had their biggest problems, Rich, in the red zone, right?
Mm-hmm. In the red zone.
Okay, so is there something that Michael Van Buren can do in the red zone that has the quarterback moving around that might get him a touchdown?
Yeah, your favorite run play in RPO. Let him go pull it. I mean, we've said that. I've said all
Lord
along.
knows nobody's seen it on film.
Yeah, and I know I've said it in the post game. I'm like, I think there should be a package for Van Buren. He brings something different to the table. Nussmeier is the better quarterback, but there's always packages. I mean, the quarterbacks don't like it. I get it. But when we won it all, we had a package for Perilou.
Right.
Flynn was our quarterback, but there were some other things we could do that opened up the offense.
And I don't want to make out like Michael Van Buren is Lamar Jackson, okay?
Yeah.
He is not, by and large, a running quarterback. He was not a running quarterback at Mississippi State. I think he finished with 175 yards rushing. But he is a more mobile quarterback than Nussmeier is. So if there's something you can do there, like I'm saying, don't expect Lamar Jackson, okay? But you can have a package where there's some things that he can do that Nussmeier probably wouldn't be great at.
I have a feeling he's going to put some power plays back in the offense.
That wouldn't bother me any either. We got defensive lineman ready to go play fullback?
I don't care who it
Just
is,
for
as
a
long as
little
they knock
bit.
somebody's head off.
Hey, it's 4 weeks worth of this. We are brought to you by Louisiana Health and Injury Centers, helping you deal with pain. Dr. Michael Goff and his staff done a great job for our family. So if you've got back pain, you've got muscle soreness, you've got things that are tightening up on you or acting up from old injuries or car accidents, things like that, let them get in and get you to feeling better. They can put you into a program that'll pinpoint your problem areas and get you to feeling better, whether it's a dry needling, electric nerve stimulation, cryo, or ultrasound therapy, any of the many techniques they use to get you to feeling better, they can help you out. Airline Highway, Plank Road, Jefferson Highway near Drusilla. Dr. Michael Goff, Louisiana Health and Injury Centers. Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
First American Bank has been around for 115 years, serving the needs of every customer, no matter who you are, how big or small you are. You can always walk into any branch and see a warm, smiling face and able to talk to somebody. That kind of service isn't being provided by a lot of other financial institutions because everything is so digital, they always on their phone or the computer trying to get in touch with somebody.
Did you hear that? That's a propane burner firing up another delicious outdoor seafood boil. I'm Miss Louisiana Gabrielle McLeod with some safety messages when cooking seafood outdoors. First, make sure your propane burner is at least 10 feet from anything flammable. Place thawed seafood in the pot, cover your shrimp, crab, crawfish, and fixings and leave 2 inches of space at the top of your pot. And don't forget the seasonings. Remove your seafood and set it aside so it drains. Then heat the water to the appropriate temperature. Turn the propane off at the tank and gently lower your pot using gloves or mitts. Then fire up your burner and cook as directed. Don't forget to turn off your burner before removing your seafood. Now sit back and enjoy another fabulous Louisiana feast.
Fuel for our future.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod, Miss Louisiana. For more delicious safety tips, go to louisianapropane.com.
In 1998, Shell was one of the founders of Volunteer Ascension, and today, this partnership is stronger than ever.
Shell employees are always willing to volunteer. Giving their time to the community where they live is just a very natural thing because this is home for them, and that makes a big difference. It really does. I'm Sherry Demig with Volunteer Ascension, and Shell is the rhythm of Louisiana.
The primetime sales event is still going strong at Robinson Brothers Ford. Save big with 0.9 APR plus $9,500 off MSRP on the 2025 F-150 Super Crew XLT. 0.9 APR plus $9,500 off. Last chance to score big savings on every Ford SUV in stock. And as always, no unexpected fees. Since 1946, Robinson Brothers Ford. RobinsonBrothers.com.
Excludes TTNL, registration, insurance, and dealer dock fees. Courtesy transportation unit. With approved credit, cash from Ford and dealer. Ends 11/3/25.
LSU football is here, and the Cook Hotel and Conference Center is now accepting reservations for home game weekends. Arkansas, November 14th through 16th, and Western Kentucky, November 21st through 23rd. Located just steps from Tiger Stadium, the Cook Hotel at LSU offers comfort, service, and convenience from an LSU tradition. Parking, complimentary breakfast, and on-site restaurant and bar. Rooms go fast, so book direct for discounts and bonuses at thecookhotel.com. 2-night stay required.
Ready to soar to new heights? Visit the Aviation Academy of Louisiana and turn your dream of becoming a pilot into reality. With top-notch training facilities in Abbeville, New Iberia, and Gonzales, they offer personalized instruction that prepares you for an exciting career in aviation. Discover your passion with Discovery Flights and experience the thrill of flying firsthand. Visit aviationacademyla.com to learn more and start your journey today. aviationacademyla.com.
In our great state of Louisiana, we're known for our resilience and unity. I'm attorney Robert Lucky, and at the Lucky Law Firm, we stand by these values, fighting for what you rightfully deserve. Your fight is our fight. Don't fight the insurance companies alone. You deserve to get lucky.
Call 866-9-LUCKY-1. Call a Lucky Law Firm.
LA 2417786. Responsible attorneys Robert M. Lucky and Michael T. Malinowski Jr. Actual results may vary. Hey Jingle Singers. Primary office in Baton Rouge.
It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And we return here at Ruffino's Lock of the Week Friday. Tex Morris, Edward Jones Investments. We told you earlier we'd give you the committee that is being led by Verge Ausberry. The committee is Scott Ballard, who is on the board, of course, on the board of supervisors. John Carmouche, those were the two gentlemen that were on either side of Ausberry. This morning, Ben Bordelon, Bollinger Shipyard CEO. Bordelon, of course, was a player here, and his son is
He's got two sons.
Two sons, on the team. You're right. FMOL Health President and CEO E.J. Kuiper is also on this thing, and one more member yet to be named. I'm going to say this again. That member, doesn't it have to be the president?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, and won't that president take the finalists for the presidency? Dr. Robert Robbins, who's the former president at the University of Arizona, James Dalton, who's the executive vice president at the University of Alabama, and the McNeese State president, Wade Roos, who is considered to be the favorite for this. So, and Ballard said that the new president will have input on the hire, and that is my biggest, biggest thing at this point is I think presidents usually have a lot of input.
So would you say that they could be like, hey, we're going to go get the list put together and we'll have it ready for you to review on Tuesday?
Maybe. Yeah.
Hopefully.
I'm sure they've got a list already.
Yeah.
It's going through it and going through your vetting process. So hey, got a long way to go. So that's what is happening this morning. Enjoy your weekend off.
I will.
All right.
Trick-or-treating with the kids.
We will take a break. We'll come back. Hour number 2 live at lunch from Ruffino's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
We're giving Natalie Overall 30 seconds to tell us about all of the fitness options and classes offered at Southern Oaks Athletic Club. Go!
On top of our gym with free weights and all the machines for lifting and cardio, we also offer Aquafit, Bar, Body Extreme, Box and Burn, Cycle and Burn, Soak Cycle, Fit Beats, HIIT, Mat Pilates, L2L Aqua Extreme, Mat Pilates, Yoga, special.
See what Southern Oaks has for you at SoakItUp.com. That's Soak, SOAC, itup.com now.
Looking for your next adventure without the commitment? Check out our rentals at All Star Toyota. When you rent, not only will you get 7 days for the price of 6, you can try before you buy. Rent any of our new vehicles, sedans, trucks, SUVs, and try out your choice. And the best part, if you love it, you can buy it. Try before you buy at All Star Toyota on Airline at Goodwood.
Rouse's Markets wants to cover the spread, your tailgate spread, all football season long as your tailgating headquarters. They've got everything you need for game day, from party trays and dips to fried chicken and anything you want to cook. Plus, Rouse's has the largest selection of beer, wine, and spirits at the lowest prices. This football season, let Rouse's cover the spread. Rouse's Markets, your tailgating headquarters and official supermarket of the Saints.
Louisiana loves college football.
And we've got it all right here on LPB.
Every Saturday morning, we'll set the stage.
Breaking down the big matchups on Game Notes at 10.
Then, Sunday evenings, we're back.
With the highlights, the insight, and the plays you can't miss.
That's Post-Game Notes, Sundays at 6. 11 teams.
One state.
One network.
LPB.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has been bringing families together around the table. Whether you're using our American-grown jasmine rice in your jambalaya at the tailgate, gumbo, or Monday's red beans, Supreme Rice makes every dish better. We have several varieties of rice, even a healthy low-glycemic rice, perfect for diabetics. And every grain is grown, milled, and processed right here in Southwest Louisiana, supporting our farmers while saving you money. Find Supreme Rice at Rouse's, Walmart, Kroger, and AG food stores. For recipes and more, visit supremerice.com.
Check engine light, weird clink, truck giving you a shake? Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you in for service today. You don't have to wait. Same-day service. Schedule now at BayouCDJR.com. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
1045 ESPN, Baton Rouge. WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 1045 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And return here at Ruffino's. Hi.
Hey, I'm Dixon.
Good morning.
Boy, he doesn't have Ruffins as big a head of Ruffin, but it's pretty big. Bigger than my little peanut head.
Bigger.
He's a bigger dude than me. It's just it.
That's true.
I love Richard.
Yeah.
Love Richard. Glad. Look, Charlie, Frank's connected with the players, and now look, ex-players, current players, future players. So I mean, he's been around. Look, I got, and it wasn't from Frank because I didn't talk to Frank. I'm not gonna bother Frank. I mean, Frank's got enough on his plate. Yeah. I mean, respect him trying to make the best of a tough situation. But I've received calls this week from who produces more players. And because my dad just passed, and so many of his former players are coaches. I mean, I watched Patrick Surtain. I think, is Norvell gone? He's addressing the media. I'm watching Frank address the media on back-to-back days. I mean, both, at the funeral and at Mott's and Harvey and talking to them guys. And just, so it's just, and of course, they're asking Surtain, well, how do you get these guys up, right now? How do you get them up? So what the first word he said, pride. And he talks about also, hey, they're putting out tape. They want to put. Do you know what the car practice shirts were? My dad was there. Pride. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just so. The Lord works in mysterious ways. It's just things reminding me of my dad and whatever. But it all ties in because, he played for LSU. He's an ex-player with that, things like that. But New Orleans, the two biggest schools that produce prospects. Who are they?
Carr and St. Aug.
Bam. Got calls from both of them. We think this is going to improve the recruiting. Now, the recruiting is so much more. How much? Yeah. How much we're going to get? How much? We're going to the highest bidder. But there's still an element of relationships. And phone it in. We didn't know if Kelly was going to phone it in when he came here. So I phoned it, maybe put on cruise control is maybe a better term. Coasting.
I had the.
You had another term you used earlier, but
excessive delegation.
Well, when he was winning at Notre Dame, former assistants, they told, man, he was great. He delegated to us. When you're winning, hey,
Sure.
look, the female owner, she got the headset on with the Colts right now. You don't think that's a little intrusive? Oh, no, they're winning. Yeah. Oh, we love her. They celebrate it.
Who knew that's what Daniel Jones needed?
yeah. But, I mean, it's just, we'll see. This, I was listening earlier, you're talking about, I'm tired. I don't get into politics, but this guy's impossible to ignore or to avoid. I run from politics. I got friends on both sides, and when they bring up politics, knock yourself out. Politics are divisive. Sports are unifying. I mean, can you play or not, man? I don't care where you're from, what your background is, what your beliefs are. Can you play? Or did you do your role? Did you blow your assignment? It's a great thing about sports. But this maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe top 5. I got to put Ohio State as the best job in the country. Fair?
Sure.
It's there. So this summer or after the Clemson game, it's been damaged. Now, how much it's one of those things impossible. It's great for our commentary and our format and things like that. I'd love talking about. There's certain mechanics, fundamentals of evaluating coaching jobs. What was the record when they took over?
Mm-hmm.
Did he improve it? What did they do after he left? That's fair, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, but then, okay, well, you went in at Ole Miss. Now it's neutralized now there, but 5 years ago, wait, Lane Kiffin's winning more conference games. Yeah, he's goofy, he's immature, but man, is he not maxing out at Ole Miss? And then now it's also a fundraiser and things like that. But all this put together, you have damaged this hiring process. One, some people have eliminated you. You've drawn the line in the sand and insulted the guys you got to negotiate with, who don't Armstrong and Sexton have.
It's a short list.
Okay. Or you're driving the price up. Oh, I'll go there, but you really go. The same thing. Sabotage may be a strong word, but damage, man, no ifs, ands, or buts. This governor has damaged this job, this hiring process. Yeah. You cannot avoid that, and that's not about politics. And like I said, man, I'm a flip of the coin if I know who the damn vice president is. You know that. But, I mean, I didn't even know what this guy's affiliation was. But I don't care. But, man, and your tone, your stance as far as you don't like when the politicians get in. The chain of command, the governor has to have some type of input.
Over the president and the board of supervisors.
Yes. So,
and that's where it really should stop.
I mean, the board of supervisors controls everything. Well, the governor appoints those guys. Okay, so
and that's what he should do.
He's cooking the books.
And in lieu of a president, he has to step in. I get that. That's
right.
But that's the end of it.
That's right. That's right. But damn it. I mean, you're going out of your way just to be your media hound. I mean, and you're spitting out all these inaccuracies and these exaggerations. And John Carmouche said, "But, mate, let's be clear. This no buyout has ever come out of the taxpayer's pocket, and it never will be." John doesn't mix his words. I mean, there's about a 4-second soundbite, and so stop all that, man. We don't take ourselves too seriously in this state, but damn it. Kind of a little tired of being humiliated, huh? And the other thing is, you listen enough, and everybody's laughing. It's like this is a bad Adam Sandler movie or something. I mean, it's like, is this real? You had to say, is this AI?
I did. I'll be honest with you. I couldn't believe that those comments were coming out.
Now you try and recoup it. And the other thing, and I told you this yesterday, and I'm going to tell the ex-players, it's more constructive. If there's a policy where you can't work out and you can't be visible with your program, it's more constructive for future reference to drop a dime to the media. We'll do the dirty work for you. We'll do the work. That's not smart. That's who is going to argue on the other side to kind of, no, your ex-players can't come in and work out and be visible. I mean, who is going to argue that? So please, I'm sorry, but I'm just saying there's a piling on right now. Constructively, though, this might have been with a little pressure. We'll jump on the sword for you.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
I think the intention was good. They did not want to create another problem for the coach that he didn't need, okay? But I in general, I agree with you. I think the intent, though, was good. Andrew Whitworth doesn't say anything about that stuff when Kelly is here because he doesn't want to be.
You don't have to bash him. You just have to inform somebody that this is the policy.
I get where you're coming from,
okay?
and I don't disagree.
No, Charlie, when we're bashing LSU or we're calling them out for doing something that's not in the best interest of LSU, and we've been around before, we're alums, whatever, and people say you're an LSU hater. But if our commentary is to try and fix something that LSU is not doing properly, that's in the best interest of the program and the school.
Right.
Okay? And we're small potatoes in this. But damn it, when you try to control us too, which has happened this week, man, you're fighting a whole different battle. Yeah. So it's been damaged. Can they fix? Still a great job. It only takes one.
Right.
You understand? It's like a draft. You only have to attract one, and no matter how bad it is or how good it is. But nobody in this quarter century can say we got 3 straight coaches won national championships here.
Right.
Nobody can say that. That streak is gone now.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of this is. And tell me another coaching search, and we love following these things, okay? Tell me another coaching search that has had this type of effect. We laugh at Auburn. We've trumped Auburn.
I told somebody this morning, the last 7 days, we've been at this since the early 90s. I've never had 7 days.
2007 in Atlanta.
For 3 hours,
No, that was a whole day. Because then the whole thing unfolded. I mean, in the championship, it's a whole thing.
Okay,
it was a whole day.
But especially the first 3 hours, okay? From the time Herb Street's story broke to my damn strong football team was about 3 hours.
Charlie,
we were on 3 or 4
the
hours.
improbability and the low percentage that Pitt beat West Virginia.
It got more bizarre, yeah.
I mean,
okay, this week has been like that day. And I'm going to say it again. After watching this morning, okay, my biggest concern is not the hiring of the next football coach, okay? Because I actually think that let me explain. I think that Verge and the new president I think they will find a qualified head coach to come in here, okay? At some point. You're going to be able to shoot holes in a resume. You can find something wrong with anybody, but I think they're going to find a qualified football coach to come in here when the search is done. My concern is a year from now when that football coach is working for an athletic director who he's not going to know who that is unless Verge is the athletic director. And I know that the toughest thing is when the athletic director and the football coach are at odds. And I'll give you an example, okay? Joe Oliva didn't hire Les Miles, right? He didn't want Les Miles. And when Les Miles was trying to get John Chavis a contract extension, Joe Oliva did everything he could to prevent that, okay? The contract was on the desk. They talked about it. They were in Nashville at the Music City Bowl. He finally said, hey, listen, this is my defensive coordinator. I need a contract extension, and you guys won't sign off on it. And they had to go try to play catch-up the day after the game, and by that time, Chavis was gone, all right? Now, whether you think that John Chavis or Les Miles were good coaches or not, I could care less. When the football coach gives a reasonable request to the athletic director, and the athletic director says flat out no, it means that they're not in a line and they're not pulling on the same end of the rope. And I've seen that too many times where the athletic director has an agenda and the football coach has an agenda, and they just don't get along, okay? And when that happens, usually it doesn't go well for the football team. And I'm concerned about that a year from now. They're going to hire a coach, and they're going to hire an AD, and everybody's going to take a picture, and everybody's going to smile, and everybody's going to say the same thing. And a year from now, when it comes down to fundraising, and the athletic director tells the coach or the other way around, hey, we got to go find this money, and they don't agree about it, then that's what concerns me.
Good luck finding the next AD who could fundraise like Woody. Okay.
Well, that's the other thing.
That's I mean, simply put there. And let's make no comparison. Who cares about LSU more than Woody or the governor? Okay, right. That's a slam dunk. The other thing is, Charlie. Well, did they move a little early on Franklin? That surprised us.
It did.
Okay, did that AD hire Franklin? No. Did Napier get a little extra chance? One more year?
Yeah,
that AD did hire
also
him.
there wasn't a president over there at the time, if you remember the last year.
So, yes. I mean, it's way easier. Did Woody move on Orgeron quick? He moved on pretty quick.
Yeah.
He didn't hire him.
October, yeah, sure.
Did he hire Will Wade?
No.
I mean,
yes, we're saying the same thing.
No, that hurts the job.
Yes.
No, I mean,
a coach is going to ask, who am I working for?
I need to, yes, of course.
And Verge is in an awkward position because he can't answer that right now. I think they put Verge in a hell of a spot today. I really do.
Who else are you going to do?
No. I get why he's the right guy to ask to do this, and he's the right guy to put it. But think about what they're asking him.
Verge didn't turn it down. He could have.
No, right.
Okay.
And I give him credit for that.
All right.
Okay?
I mean,
because he could have said, "Man, you put me in a no-win situation."
I
give Verge credit for that.
Verge in a tough spot, but he could have turned down taking charge of the hire.
And Verge has seen the elephant and watched it die here. Okay, he knows this.
And
he's
a sports guy.
Yes,
he's a football guy.
He's a football guy.
Okay, so he's been around Woody enough. So there's not a more qualified guy to handle this at this spot right now. And he's Charlie. He's excited about the opportunity. Is Frank Wilson not excited about tough situations?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so I mean, what interim guy turns it down? I mean, they're all tough situations, right? Whether you're interim AD or interim coach.
This one is particularly tough, I think.
Have you ever seen a coaching hire in college sports or college football that's more damage than this one? We're talking about arguably the second, maybe Texas too. Well, I can make an argument that Texas hadn't had 3 coaches and won a straight national championship. I mean, you can make an argument, number 2 in the country. Where is it now?
I can come up with a couple of other really terrible situations, but I'd rather not.
You going Uptown John?
Huh?
Uptown John?
Uptown John.
Summerall.
Oh. He didn't help himself last night.
I asked you yesterday. How big of an audition was it?
I said a little bit.
Everything counts. It's just a matter of how much.
Shouldn't have given him 523
yards. You think
yards.
there was a little bit more eyeballs on Uptown John last night than against?
Yeah, your buddy Doug Kazarian says, fade the guys whose names come up in coaches searches.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he said that.
Go ahead, Dougie.
Yeah.
Don't forget over here at Ruffino's, our appetizer features today. So the shrimp, gambari, toast, sauteed Gulf shrimp with the garlic and basil emulsion, olive tapenade, sun-dried tomatoes, and garlic sourdough. Crawfish and asparagus bisque, creamy crawfish and asparagus broth, Louisiana crawfish tails, and the asparagus tips. Our entree features today, the pork chop a la vodka, crispy fried, 12-ounce bone-in pork chop, basil, Italian cheeses, vodka tomato cream sauce, and with capellini. Suggested wine pairing is a Morgan 12 Clones Pinot Noir out of Santa Lucia. The Gulf fish a la nage, the rich Parmesan broth, pan-seared Gulf fish, fennel, and apple slaw. Suggested wine pairing is a Pejus Chardonnay out of Napa. And lamb rack, 16-ounce New Zealand lamb, orzo pasta salad, Calabrian chili, and cane syrup gastrique. Suggested wine pairing, Archery Summit Pinot Noir from Oregon. We go to lots of the Breeders' Cup in a second, huh?
Oh, we got boots on the ground?
Oh, Macero is going to the track today, buddy. Yes, indeed.
We got picks coming up as well. Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris and Edward Jones Investments from Ruffino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And the Wingo troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
You've heard me talk about Workbox services and how they can handle all of your movable storage needs for both commercial and residential. With our shipping containers of all sizes, customized in any way that you need or desire. Now Martin Padial has expanded his coverage outside the Baton Rouge area. Workbox can now service the Gulf Coast and New Orleans areas all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at Workbox continues to grow with Hannah, Martin Jr., Brandy, and Chris. Do like I did when I needed a movable storage unit. Call Workbox at 343-4886 or workboxllc.com.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Oh, Breeders' Cup in Del Mar today and tomorrow. Chris Mero with us right now. He's going to squeeze in his call and head to the track. Where you pregame? You going to Brigantine? You going straight to the track? Complain about the concessions? Where are you going today?
I feel like I just left Jimmy O's about 5 minutes ago. But today we're just going to go right to the track, meeting some people 11 o'clock. First post is 11:30, so got to just go straight there. There's no stopping, no pass and go, just right to the track entrance at 11.
Well, me and Coop, for opening day, but also I would think for Breeders' Cup, but for some of the best people watching, the LaBerge poolside open air lobby bar and watching them characters check in. That's a group. That's a good group. I like that.
Well, we got a good setup today. We got fortunate enough to get some passes into the 17 Hands bar, which has an outdoor patio that overlooks the paddock, and you're on the sun side, and you can shoot in to watch the races between between races. You want to be on the sun side because it gets a little chilly on the front side because there's no sun on the grandstand. So we got a great spot. We'll be in the sun all day. We can watch some of the races on the big screen, check out all the action in the paddock, and as you know, there's plenty of action in the paddock.
All right, give me your best 2 bets today at the track. You got anything for us?
Okay, so there's 5 Breeders' Cup races today. That starts in race 6, and we'll go to race 6. It's the Juvenile Turf, 6 races a day, Juvenile Turf Sprint. 5 furlongs. Now, there's 2 Euros in here that I really like, the 8 and the 9. The 8 is Havana Anna, it's 6-1. The horse is coming out of Great Britain, and the 9 is True Love, 7-2, an Ireland horse. So those 2 on the outside, and then the top American horse is a filly by the name of Cy-Fair, 6-1, big-time closer. You're going to get Irada Ortiz. That's the 10. So it's the three of the outside horses, 8, 9, and 10, the 2 Euros, and the 10 Cy-Fair is an American. This horse just won at Woodbine. It was the only filly in the field, so it beat all the boys. I think it's the best American shot in this race. So I'm going to play, maybe some exacta box here or a try box, but I'll probably have a win bet on the 10, Cy-Fair, Irada Ortiz at 6-1. That's in the Juvenile Turf Sprint 6 race. Let's go to the 8th race today, Juvenile Phillies Turf, 1 mile. There's a horse in here that says that everyone's saying can't lose by the name of Precise. It's the 13, but that's the problem. It got a terrible post, way out wide, 13 post, tough place to win. This horse is Aidan O'Brien trained, one of the best trainers in the world, coming over from, across the seas there. Long shot here to use with the 13. The 1, Ultimate Love, 8-1. You're getting Johnny Velasquez from Mike Trombetta trained. Probably Mike Trombetta's only horse. He trains over in Laurel. He's not a huge trainer, but he's got a really nice horse. Ultimate Love should have a nice closing kick if the 13 has trouble from that post. I like the 1 at 8-1. Ultimate Love to pull the upset.
All right, all of us, me, you, Max, Charlie, Bruce Marshall, 3-2 last week. Huh? 60%. You're a professional sports bettor. 60% good, Chris?
That's pretty good. The only problem is my best bet was Colorado, and we all saw what happened late Saturday night.
That's a bad beat.
They did cover
they
the
should have
second
covered,
half.
huh?
Just short.
They covered the second half. They covered the second half, guys.
If you had look, I like to take some go against the public. If you had the onions to bet Colorado second half, God.
Did I not send you plus 51.5? That's the only text I sent you.
All right, Chris, we're up against the clock though. Let's get to your 5-pack this week. Who are we looking at tomorrow?
Okay, I'll go quick here. We got Friday night. Let's go to Coach Bill Belichick. I think he's got this defense turned around. He's in the top 50 at 5.2 yards a play. His last 3 games, he's at 4.7 yards a play, which would put him in the top 25. And last week, he held a really good Virginia offense to only 3.5 yards a play, which would make him number 1 in the country on defense. Obviously, they're not number 1, but now they're facing Syracuse, who's dreadful. In the last 4 games, 3 points versus Duke, 18 versus SMU, 13 versus Pitt, 16 versus Georgia Tech. Haven't even come close to 20 points the last 4 games. They're averaging a dreadful 4.8 yards a play, 112th in the country. I think North Carolina gets this job done. I would lean towards the under 2. I think UNC wins it outright.
North Carolina
Let's go
plus 2.
Big favorite. Yeah, big favorite. Notre Dame minus 28 versus Boston College. Notre Dame, elite offense, 5th in the country yards per play, 39.1 points per game, 6th in the country, putting up 464 yards per game. BC dreadful on defense, 1-7. Only win is versus Fordham, giving up 38 points a game, 126 in the country, 445 yards a game, 120th in the country. Can't stop the run, can't stop the pass. Notre Dame in a blowout.
Let me give you two and a half, by the way, with North Carolina at DraftKings Sportsbook at the Queen, where we'll be this football Sunday. All right, Notre Dame minus 28. Who's next?
We got Duke here. I got some inside information that if Klubnik plays, he's going to be very hampered. The ankle is a terrible ankle sprain. I'm saying at first I heard he wasn't going to play. Then I heard he was going to dress, might play, not be playing a lot. Then I'm hearing if he does play, 0 mobility. And I don't like this Duke. I don't like this Clemson offense, even if he does play. I mean, they don't put up a lot of points. They're not a great offense. Their big wins are against North Carolina and Boston College when they put up 38 and 41 respectively. So I don't really like the Clemson team. They've been a disappointment all year. I just like the way Duke is. They've had these crazy losses. They outgained Georgia Tech by 70 yards, 26 first downs to 21. The fumble 6 at the 1-yard line, return 95 yards was the difference in the game. I like Duke off a bye. I think they win outright at Clemson.
Duke plus 3.5. They owe me money for that Georgia Tech crap. Next.
All right, let's go to Cincinnati. This line makes no sense to me. Maybe I'm making a big mistake again going against Utah. But I don't like the Utah team. Yeah, they beat Colorado last week. Colorado wasn't even trying. We ran down the teams they beat last week. UCLA, Cal Poly, Wyoming, West Virginia, and ASU, both without quarterbacks. And Colorado, they're going up against an elite Cincinnati team, 7-1. They're 1 underthrown pass in the first week against Nebraska from being 8-0. I have them at 2,000 to 1 to win the national championship. So this is a big game for me. I'm hoping Cincinnati can squeeze by. I can't believe they're getting 10 points. Like I mentioned, elite offense, averaging 6.8 yards a play. It's top 10 in the country. I like Cincinnati to hang around, and I think they can beat this Utah team that I think is drastically overrated.
Sorsby, 20 straight TDs without an interception after throwing the first one in that last drive and that opener again at Arrowhead against Nebraska. He's also rushed for 8 TDs with his legs.
I don't know why he's not a better candidate for the Heisman. He's still at like 40 to 1. I got him at 125 to 1 3 weeks ago. The guy's done nothing wrong. I feel like if he was on a different team with a different uniform, he'd be getting a lot more hype. But what can you do? It is what it is. He's having a great year. Cincinnati's having a great year, and I think they can go in there and hang tight against the overrated Utah team.
And real quick, if he was playing an hour and a half away at Ohio State with those numbers, yes, he would be the favorite at that point. All right, your last one, Chris.
I'm going to go to Florida. I played at +8. I know we're at +7 now, but I like the fact that the interim coach, Billy Gonzalez, was the wide receiver coach. And what have they been in trouble with all year, Florida, is actually scoring the football. only 17 points per game, 124th out of 136 teams. So you got to figure the wide receiver coach is going to have a few tricks up his sleeve. And, the defense has been solid all year, 23.3 points a game, giving up only 3.8 yards per rush, very high up there for the metrics on defense. And I know you can throw the ball in Georgia. We've seen it all year. So let's just think that Billy Gonzalez has a couple tricks up his sleeve offensively, wide receiver coach. Maybe they got a few different plays in there that they haven't been using this year. They've had trouble scoring, but a defensive Georgia that's not the same as it used to be, for all these years. It's been a rough and tumble defense. You can move the ball against this Georgia D, and I think Florida will pull it off. And, +7, +8. They should be able to hang around against this Georgia team. So I like the Gators +7.
This Georgia Bulldog three-game ATS streak is living on borrowed time. Half a point against Kentucky they cover by. The refs on their side with the Auburn game. And then Ole Miss, how did they not cover that game? 5 straight long touchdown drives to start the game by Ole Miss. That doesn't happen against a Kirby Smart defense. They're not quite the good roster that they've been. But Chris, good luck, man. I know it's going to be a fabulous day, man. Hey, send me over. Share a pick with us. I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm sure you'll bitch about a bad beat somewhere along the way.
He's already complaining about the weather.
You want a horse racing pick, or you want a pick of the talent in the paddock? Which one would you like?
I want the exacta. I want it cold. Have fun, Chris.
All right, thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.
All right, don't forget our friends at Legacy Title, Chad Reynolds at Legacy Title, Ashley Donald, Mariana Haynes, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, Natalie and Bradford Smith, buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, 2960060.
Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris. Edward Jones Investments from Ruffino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. They can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at ThibodeauStore.com.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, 2 local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. We're now bowling crabs at Sammy's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, starting at 5 p.m. and on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, starting at 8. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic. You have Troy?
Yeah, he's on.
Okay. For the short seg, do you have Michael Baychok's number?
I know the name. We definitely called him before.
All right. Okay, I'm sending it to you.
Okay.
So we're doing him in a quick seg at the last seg. So this going to be a short seg. I just sent it to you.
All right, I got you.
Okay.
Service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total maintenance.
Do you know know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Jimmy, Charlie, and Troy. Three best buddies sitting around talking sports bets. Let's welcome in Troy Macker from Bet Rivers.
Blowing and going, Troy. So we are a little bit up against the clock today, but watching the 10 on Wednesday, little split opinion on USC and Nebraska. USC, even the one game they won, the road game they won in a conference outside the state of California, they didn't cover at Purdue. We know about the outright losses for last year and another one this year. But at that line, I like Nebraska. Troy, your thoughts?
Yeah, we just finished recording an episode, and this is a game that I couldn't figure out due to how people are betting on it. We were taking a lot of money and tickets on Nebraska to win, but a lot of tickets on USC and money on USC to cover. USC is -5.5. I think if we're going to back Nebraska, I would honestly just back them on the money line at +180. You give up the potential for a close game, but USC's defense hasn't been elite. And certainly the one road loss to Illinois was at the gun on a field goal. The other one was, at 10 points, but could have been more at Notre Dame. This night game is going to be raucous in Nebraska. So I'm kind of very confused on how to bet. I think this will be the best Big Ten game of the weekend. But if you were going to back Nebraska, I would say forget the point and just back them to win, because I do think they can win. And you're going to get far better value at +180 than you would giving them +5.5 points.
Maevano is one of the big things. I mean, number one in the country, yards per attempt. He was going into the Notre Dame game, but in Notre Dame is kind of one of those Big Ten geographical road trips. And he had multiple interceptions there. His numbers on the road, not nearly what they are at home.
Yeah. And, it's tough because the last two road games they played were both earlier in the day. I think the Notre Dame game was like mid-afternoon maybe. He was a dark horse contender for me for the Heisman. He's sitting around like 50-1, so he's out of it. I just think Nebraska, it's a volatile team. It's mercurial. They can be very good, but they can also lay eggs. I just think, there's a little bit less distraction, that Rule getting the contract. I've been a big fan of USC this year. I think they're a sleeper team. They're probably going to finish, right at the top of the second tier of the Big Ten. They're certainly not Indiana or Ohio State or Oregon, but I think they're the next best team past those three teams. So, but I still would probably just take Nebraska at home. It's going to be a spooky night, and I just think when you leave the friendly confines of California and have to, go east to just a wind tunnel in Nebraska at night, 90,000 people there, it's going to be tricky. And I think there's just value on taking the Nebraska to win outright at home.
All right. What's back when they set the schedule and Fox is paying the most money, they have a few that they lock down before they open up to NBC, and help me out, the other partner that they have, Charles. CBS. Yes, CBS. But this is a big one. Penn State and Ohio State, 20.5. Listen, I know that Ohio State, number one in the country, defense have been great. Less than 6 points a game. But any chance, any thoughts on the panel for you guys show that Penn State could kind of compete in this one?
Well, so 20.5, it's 21.5, anywhere between 20 and 21.5, a lot of points. And yeah, that Ohio State hasn't been blowing people out, save Grambling State. That doesn't really count. They're decidedly winning games. 30-6. They're not letting the other team score. I would take the under in this game definitely. But for me, it comes down to two trends. Penn State has covered the spread just once this year. They're one of the worst teams against the spread in the country, and Ohio State is the best team against the spread in the country. That's all I need to know. I think Ohio State, and this is a very accurate number, I think. If it was at 24, I'd maybe have different thoughts, but right between 20 and 21, I think this is a perfect number. The book got it right, but I still am taking Ohio State, even though their offense isn't super electric. Their defense is amazing, and Stan has come along, and I think, they'll win this 30-6 with the cover.
All right, Troy, any other unusual activity in college, the public betting for the weekend?
Yeah, a lot of people back in Oklahoma +3 at Tennessee.
Oh,
Oklahoma's
good.
I don't think they're as good as people thought. I haven't watched a ton of Tennessee this year, but Neyland's a really hard place to play. That's the third most wagered on play. Don't really get that. And then Texas -3 versus Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's good. Is this still Public Texas?
Wow.
I thought Public Texas was done after week 4. That's the second most wagered on play. So I don't get either of those two.
Charlie, they should have lost to Kentucky and Mississippi State. Should have. I mean, I know we could have and should have. We're on this one. This is an SH. It's a should have, not a could have, right?
Right. 28-11 first. No, 26
to 8.
And, and Mississippi State
17-point fourth quarter lead.
In the
Yes.
The punt return, which was the backbreaker.
Max. If you would have called it 4th and 2, it's a shootout. Go for it. Don't punt to the best punt returner in the country. Yes. I'm trying to get Max a whistle on that one. He wasn't listening. So anyway, all right. In Sunday. Oh wait, I got one more. Is Cincinnati a public dog? Getting all those points, been a covering machine. Most of their big wins at home going to Salt Lake City, double-digit spread.
Yeah, they are. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but in doing some research this morning, I noticed that Cincinnati was, at least in the tickets, was pretty strong up there. I think in the 70%. Didn't expect to see that. But, Cincinnati is crept along. People haven't really been paying attention, and they're far better than I think a lot of people realize.
They're a covering machine. There's no doubt. What about Sunday in the NFL or Monday? And wait, let's start off with your favorite pick on the Sunday games in the NFL.
Well, my favorite pick on Sunday aligns with the public, and that's Lions -9 versus the Vikings. That's Lions to win outright is the most wagered on play and the most popular. Lions to cover is the most wagered on spread play. It's the third most wagered on play Sunday of any type. Right now we're looking at 85% of the spread money and 90% of the spread tickets. So that is the strongest. That will certainly come down, but that's going to be in that 80% club on both money and tickets for the spread. The Vikings are going back to J.J. McCarthy. His first game, when he came back from injury in the offseason, it was very sluggish. He had that great fourth quarter, but I don't think the Vikings will be able to keep up at all with the Lions. Maybe save some garbage time points, but I still think it will be 20 points by that point. You only need 9, so I am all over Lions -9 against the Vikings.
I'm with you on the little 5-pack. Who's all in that contest, Max? I mean, Adam the Bull. Did I catch him? Huh?
You were tied with Adam the Bull now.
This guy, this non-gambling Cleveland guy, I'm on Adam's ass, okay? You tell him I'm coming to get the Bull. I'm coming after him, Troy. I'm going to, I finally caught up with the Bull. He's a reigning champ, right? Two-time champ?
Two-time, I believe.
Two-time, yeah.
Kicking now.
You got to watch out. You got speedster Brandon Stokely coming for you. Hit 8 of his last 10 picks.
Stokely, my man, Stokely.
He's
okay.
only one behind you guys.
Brandon's awesome. Brandon is awesome. There is no doubt. And tons of action on Saints money line, huh?
Yeah, I wish I could tell you that. Rams money line, 96.3% of the tickets. That's the second strongest play of any type. Only Packers money line versus the Panthers. And there's really a lot of haves versus have-nots this weekend. Packers, Panthers, Rams, Saints, Chargers, Titans, Lions, Vikings, Patriots, Falcons. So this is going to be very strong plays in the favor of the favorites this week.
Troy, follow Troy on Twitter at Troy Macker. That's Machir. You send it. Shots fired. Bull, I'm coming to get you. So anyway, Troy, enjoy the weekend, man. We will talk to you on Monday.
Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Don't forget, running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a member. You're not just a number. You're a member. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, David Henry, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, Prentice Wilkes, and see how we can help your business today. I've got an account with the folks over at United Community Bank at Burbank and Bluebonnet, the location that I pass by all the time. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments from Ruffino's, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. The search for reliable and affordable insurance can be frustrating, but the Morris Insurance Group invites you to look again. For homeowners and renters to auto and commercial coverage, the Morris Insurance Group offers a range of services to meet any situation. For business owners, their comprehensive package covers a large range of liabilities. There are policies for boat and RV owners, hunting camp properties, high-risk areas, and yes, flood insurance. Get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call us today at 201-0007.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
The field is set. The votes are open. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust present the Heart of the Game Award. These athletes crushed it in-game this month, and now you decide who takes the win. The male and female with the most votes each earn a $250 gift card and serious bragging rights. Click on 1045ESPN.com and cast your vote now. Brought to you by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of long-time favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana-Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Charlie?
Yes.
Okay. The Breeders' Cup?
Yeah.
Well, this guy's a Del Mar traveling partner, but he's not in Del Mar. So we'll be watching it at Casa de Yacht a little bit later with the Green Egg, brought to you by Thibodeau Store, the LaRose Store, the Lockport Store, and the Pierre Park Store, Charlie.
That's nice.
Yes.
That's well done. This guy got hardware.
Yeah, Eclipse Award winning Michael
Thank you.
Bachuk. I apologize. But I have to ask, I'm sorry, it's in your blood. Your father was on the board of supervisors. 30 to 45 seconds, keep it clean on what's happening with LSU.
I'm going to spit up my water.
You want you want my lock of the week on LSU?
Yes.
My lock of the week on LSU is that Jeff Landry, the little man in the big mansion, has set back LSU, not only sports, but LSU University by a decade or more. I mean, we're the laughing stock of the country. We've lost our president. We've lost our medical school chair. We've lost our athletic director, head football coach, all because they don't agree with the politics that the little man with the low IQ in the mansion has. That's my lock of the week.
All right, let's get to the
Who you
Breeders'
like in
Cup.
the fourth?
yeah, what about the distaff? Okay. All right, let's get.
You asked.
I asked. I respect your historical perspective, and I respect you. You know, you care about the school. We do too. But
well, I do. Of
yeah.
course, I'm a graduate. I mean, and as you know,
yes.
I talked to you about, the Board of Supervisors has always basically picked the coach. I mean, that's just how it is. When my dad was chair, I remember them entertaining Sam Ratigliano in the back room at Phil's. They were interviewing. It was not a formal interview process, but it was that's who the guys who were in the back room, Joe Dean and my dad and some other fellas, Charlie Cusimano, that's who they wanted to talk to, and that's who they talked to. And that goes with the territory, but to get rid of a successful, maybe one of the most successful athletic directors in the last 10 years in the country, because the football coach was a bad football coach and he made a bad hire, one mistake. It's kind of like throwing out the baby with the bathwater. I'm not sure that's the way to go. But
the only problem with Ratigliano was that Rucker, Newsom, and Mike Phipps weren't part of the deal. So
there was a lot of problems, I think, with Sam Ratigliano.
All right.
I don't even know who they end up hiring at that point, to be honest.
We up. Was that Bo Ryan?
They hired Mike Archer.
Archer.
Yeah.
All right, Michael. Let's get to it because we're up against the clock. Hard break at the top of the hour. Who we got?
Okay, so in the Breeders' Cup Classic, I mean, it's you lost the marquee player, Sovereignty, who could have won the Triple Crown this year. 3-year-old has beaten everybody, and so kind of it throws it into like looking for the best value. I mean, the next best horse is Journalism, who he's beaten a couple times, but there's no Sovereignty. You have the older horse Fierceness. You have Sierra Leone, who just who won last year. It's a really, really competitive race. I'm going to go with the wild card, and as you know, I like a lot of value. I'm going to go with Mind Frame, kind of the other Mike Rapoli, Todd Pletcher horse, who has really done almost nothing wrong. He's run first or second in every one of his races, and he got taken out in the Jockey Club Gold Cup in an unfortunate incident. Lost his rider, but I just really think that the price on Mind Frame is going to be right, and there's really very little difference between him and any of the other, marquee horses. So that's where I'm going to probably go. And I'm going to leave my Japanese horse. Japanese horse who I've bet and picked in every Jimmy Ott, Charlie Hanney segment, Forever Young. He's probably going to beat me tomorrow, but I just can't follow him one more time.
Was it Mind Frame that lost to Sierra Leone and Travers? Was that right, or was it Forever Young? I don't remember.
No, he lost. He lost in the Belmont last year by half a length. He lost in the. That's really all the other.
Who did Sierra Leone beat in the Travers? I'm getting them mixed up. Because it wasn't.
Sierra Leone lost in the Travers. Last year to Fierceness. But this year he came back and won the Whitney, but then lost to Antiquarian in the Jockey Club.
All right, Mind Frame.
That was again.
Mind Frame in a classic. Anything else today or tomorrow?
I like the horse a lot today in the 8th race. I like Switch. in Love, and this is the Breeders' Cup
Juvenile Phillies turf.
Yeah, Switch in Love, 20 to 1. A Japanese horse has really done nothing wrong. I think this horse has a lot of class and has been working probably as one of the best horses working at the track in the last week, according to the people that are on track. So at 20 to 1, I'll take a Japanese horse with a trainer that I think has won a couple Breeders' Cup races at 20 to 1.
All right, Switch in Love, the number 6 horse, race 8 today, morning line 20 to 1. All right, anything else?
Tomorrow in the turf, which I think the turf might even follow the classic. They got the classic in the middle of the card. I like a French horse, Salon, on the turf, going 1.5 miles. Should be a pretty good price, 5 or 6 to 1. Just a 3-year-old who's getting much better as the year goes on, and probably peaking at the right time. So Salon tomorrow, Switch in Love.
What number is that?
I'd have to search for that.
Whoever Salon is.
Salon, the Saturday in the turf race. All right. Next time.
Hey, look, if you're going to ask, I'm going to tell. So,
Charlie?
Don't ask me about LSU.
I guess to give us a strong opinion.
You'll be getting a call for requesting a retraction soon, so it's kind of common sense. So, thank you, brother. Good luck to you this weekend.
All right, good luck.
All right, Charlie.
Here at Ruffino's Live at Lunch, Bruce Marshall with us in the next hour, plus my picks, Jimmy's picks, Max's picks, all here at Ruffino's. Come by and see us. Restaurant is open for lunch. Live at lunch here, Highland Road at Ruffino's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO20X and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 20 bets. Open to new users in Louisiana who are 21 or older. Licensed through Horseshoe Bossier City and Caesars New Orleans. Max bet of $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings, $2,500 per bet. Profit boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
It's game day, Modesto, and the best seat in the house isn't in your living room. It's at Modesto Tacos Tequila Whiskey. We've got unbeatable game day specials that'll keep you cheering no matter what the score. Burbank near LSU, every game day, Modesto Tacos Tequila Whiskey.
The field is set. The votes are open. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust present the Heart of the Game Award. These athletes crushed it in-game this month, and now you decide who takes the win. The male and female with the most votes each earn a $250 gift card and serious bragging rights. Click on 1045ESPN.com and cast your vote now. Brought to you by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. If you missed the show, you can always check it out on demand at 1045ESPN.com, the 1045 ESPN app, or the After Further Review YouTube channel. AFR On Demand, brought to you by Breck Golf. Book your tee time today at golf.breck.org.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. After Further Review with Matt Moscona. Weekday afternoons at 3 on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. He's out there somewhere in the world. Maybe even your local sports book.
Can anybody help us?
Let's bring in Bruce Marshall.
Brucey, your turn. Your thoughts on what's going on at LSU?
Well, I want to know first if Governor Landry is allowing me to speak on the show, and if that's okay.
You're making a call from his office.
I had a dream. Huey Long came to me in the dream last night, and he was chasing me down the street, so I'm a little worried about that. I don't know. Scott Woodward out. This is, I don't know if I want to say it's unprecedented, but I can't think of a major politician getting as involved. I guess they have in the past, but this is
privately.
So publicly like that. It really just blew up immediately here, and in that regard, it's sort of unprecedented. I wasn't shocked that, after the Texas A&M game that they made a change, just the way that loss happened. If they lost the game 27-24 in the last second, it might have been a little bit different, but the way they lost the game like that, it really just sort of paved the way. Where do you go from here? Everybody's talking about Lane Kiffin. I don't know if he's going to leave Ole Miss, just because from what I hear, he's very happy there. He's got, his ex-wife is there. I'm not sure that's a reason to stay, but his kids from the first marriage are there. So he apparently likes, he's getting paid a lot. He can win there. There's not quite as much pressure there. There's pressure, but there's not national title pressure to win. So I'm not sure that's it. But, LSU might as well shoot for the top here. It's a job where you can win national titles, and that's where they expect to go. So I'm sure that's who they'll ask first, and then they'll see who else Jimmy Sexton's got in his Rolodex there, Eli Drinkwitz. So, Florida could be a possibility for him, and I guess for Lane too. Lots to happen, but you know what? I don't think this carousel's stopped spinning yet, not by a long shot, including the SEC. There may be a few more jobs opening up in the SEC, so the fun has just begun.
And, what coaches jump from job to job to, start that chain reaction, kind of like when, Washington, DeBoer leaves there, Fish goes to Washington, Brennan goes to Arizona. So you got that little chain of command too. I'm hearing maybe as many as 30 when it's all said and done. In FCS this year. But Lane Kiffin, we saw the little piece, the many faces of Lane, and all that publicly. Man, that looked like a staged whole deal. All right.
Yeah.
The daughter, she's, we love him to stay here. Well, she's in Baton Rouge half the time. Okay. The ex-wife, she's around. She's a Florida alum. We'll see. And the one thing we know, since Franklin was launched, Bloomington and Oxford, they got off their butt, and they said, let's lock down our guy. Well, one guy got locked up. And the other guy, the extension is still sitting on his desk. So he has not signed that for a reason. Now, you stay put, and I mean, just don't sign anything because don't stop the auction. We have all the time in the world. Jimmy Sexton said, no, don't stop the auction.
You have the best. I'm going to call it the best agent for college coaches. You have at least 3 jobs that your guy is a candidate for. He is the hottest candidate going right now, and he is a professional you-know-what-stir, okay? Kiffin could put a stop to all this if he wanted to. He doesn't want to, regardless of what he says about the money. And I thought the post earlier this week, if you don't know what the nickname for Oxford is, I didn't know this. It's called the Velvet Ditch, okay? Which means it's very, very comfortable, but it's not exactly, New York City or whatever. He said, Velvet Ditch, do your thing, and put a picture of him and his family. In other words, love me, want me to stay, up your offer, give me more.
He says he doesn't worry about money, but he's a client of Jimmy Sexton. So, that I'm having a hard time, wrapping my head around that. Brucey 3-2. All of us on the show last week 3-2. Let's get to them. Who are we looking at this week?
Okay, well, let's move out to the west here for several of these spots this week. One more time, I'm going to do a Commander-in-Chief's under. Now, I know it didn't work with Air Force and Navy a few weeks ago. Air Force is a little bit different this year with Zarka at quarterback. They're playing a little bit faster tempo. The 3 of the last 4 Commander-in-Chiefs have now gone over. But the one that didn't in that bunch, and the one that hasn't for 11 straight years, is Army-Air Force. This has been really the rivalry in Commander-in-Chiefs, Jimmy and Charlie, that has defined the under. And Army with that really pure version of the option. And this year they're using 2 quarterbacks mostly, though Helms has now taken most of the snaps. But they're doing the same thing as always. And Air Force and Navy always have a few different twists in it, but Army's is just very pure. And here's the other note here. In this series, I mentioned 11 straight unders in this series. It's 46-14-1 now to the under in Commander-in-Chiefs the last 20-plus years. The last 8 years in this series, guys, no team has scored more than 21 points. And Zarka or not, I'm going to stick with the series trends here. And one more under. And the total is up there close to 50 this week. I saw like 49.
48.5 right now.
49. A lot higher than it's been, the last couple of years in this series. So I'm going to go under in that one. And that is at Air Force tomorrow. By the way, first time they played in Colorado Springs since 2019. The last 2 times Air Force was hosting this series. They played in Arlington and in Denver. Let's go to, so there's that one. Okay, let's go into the Mountain West. And Boise is hosting Fresno tomorrow. A big touchdown, getting up there, not too far from 3 TDs. I'm going to lay it, boys. Fresno has got some problems. Don't be deceived by that 5-3 record. It has fallen apart there the last couple of weeks. 2 very poor efforts in a row. First-year coach Matt Entz. That was not necessarily a popular hire there. A lot of people in the Central Valley thought Tim Skipper was going to get the job after steering the Bulldogs to a bowl as an interim last year. He has switched quarterbacks. I mean, he benched E.J. Warner before the San Diego State game. They promptly went out and got shut out by the Aztecs. Warner was making too many mistakes. It was a very flimsy sort of a 5-1. Now they're 5-3, and Boise can run up a score on somebody. Look at those scores they've had at home this season. Even if you laid 20.5 last Friday night against Nevada and it was like a slower paced game, they finally got there. Maddox Madsen, dynamic quarterback, and they seem to want to put some scores on people up there on the blue carpet to get back, and they're not completely out of the group of 5 thing for the playoffs. So I would give Boise a vote. I'll lay the points with Boise tomorrow, Jimmy.
17.5 currently right now at our friends at the Queen, the DraftKings outlet, where we will be at Sunday for Football Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon. 17.5. Next, Bruce.
Jimmy, let's stick in the Mountain West, and let's go down to San Diego, your favorite place,
yes.
My favorite place, Charlie's favorite place. It is tomorrow against Wyoming. And by the way, I really like how Wyoming has evolved here. I didn't know if Jay Savell was a great hire. He came off of Craig Bull's staff, but it's turned out they ended up not very scrappy last year. This year they're a little bit better than that. Very in a bowl style team here. Scrappy. They do run the ball. Caden Anderson gives them a little bit more at quarterback. This year he's not Josh Allen like, but I mean he's not bad. So they're hanging in there. They've won like 3 in a row, 28-0 over CSU, their rival. Nice last week. But look at San Diego State, what they're doing. And here is a mistake that I made and many handicappers make. When you get off the scent of a team early, watching them in one game where they look really bad in early September. Yeah. In the Aztecs case, it was Washington State. And I watched a lot of that game, I think it was back on September 6th, and I thought, this team just isn't anything. Everything went wrong that night. They got whipped. Well, since then, I mean, they have been going on a General Sherman-like march through their schedule. They now have 3 shutouts on the season. They rank second nationally in scoring defense. They rank 9th in total defense. They're not really using the old Rocky Long 3-3-5 stack either. Since John Lewis came in, they've kind of changed things up. But they are playing as well as any Rocky Long defense played in years past. And Denegal, the transfer quarterback from Michigan, who is a California product, is giving them more at quarterback than they've had the last couple of years. And it was really a problem for the Aztecs. But he's steady. He can make plays at times. And they are just, look at these scores. Their average win margin in the Mountain West is 26 per game. I actually think this is the team that might make the playoff from the group of 5. Wow. San Diego State, I'm laying it. That is not a bad price tomorrow against Wyoming. Down at Snapdragon.
Snapdragon, where I watched Wrexham play with my son, again in an exhibition. Riveting.
Did you say rectum? Did you say rectum?
Wrexham, right?
Oh, okay.
Isn't it Wrexham, Max?
Wrexham currently 16th in the championship, the English championship.
That's a better, name.
Bruce, you know who Wrexham is. Sure. Come on, Charlie, get up to speed.
They're owned by those Hollywood guys, and they've moved up. I remember when you went to, you asked me for directions to Snapdragon when you were at Delmar.
Hot offensive coordinator, probably passed up Uptown John last night, in San Antonio. All right, let's move on. San Diego State. San Diego State minus the Wazoo game, holding their opponents to less than 10 points a game.
This is 10.5 here?
Yeah, 10.5 at the Queen. All right, next, Bruce.
Jimmy, speaking of Washington State, let's go there. And no, this is not the NFC West. This is what is the Pac-12 now, and 2 games with Oregon State in November. It's not the Raiders and the Broncos. It's the Washington State, Oregon State, and that's because of the funky scheduling and this 2-year sort of hiatus. But they play tomorrow in Corvallis and then later in the month up at Pullman. Listen, Washington State, here's another one. Now, this might apply to what I said about San Diego State a moment ago, because after the Cougars got done demolishing the Aztecs, they got demolished 2 weeks in a row by North Texas and Washington, allowing 59 points in each. And you talk about losing the scent. I completely dismissed Washington State at that point. But look at them since. I mean, they have really played well. Now, they did lose a couple games, but at Ole Miss and Virginia, now you can say the scheduling had something to do helping out the Cougars. Maybe so. But they could have won both those games. They could have beaten Ole Miss. I talked to guys at Ole Miss, Brett and them. He said, look, they thought Washington State was really good. They were crisp executing. They were fast, pursued well. The quarterback impressed them. In Virginia, they had all but beaten for that whole game. They lost on a safety right there in the last, 2 minutes. But Eckhouse, the quarterback, we saw him come in there at the game last year in the Holiday Bowl against Syracuse out of nowhere when Mateer had left. Didn't look all that bad. He's a pretty decent dual threat. And they're scoring points. So their defense is playing very well. They're rallying for Jimmy Rogers, who did pretty well at Montana State. They can still make a bowl game because there's still some of those Pac-12 tie-ins. And Oregon State, I don't care. They beat Lafayette 2 weeks ago. That gave them their first win of the year. This has been a mess. They fired their coach. The whole team is looking to move in the portal. They've got Rob Akey in as the interim. He had been an Idaho head coach several years ago, but it's a bad situation in Corvallis. It's a cheap price for a team that looks pretty darn good.
But
Washington State for me.
Suspiciously cheap at minus 3.5 right now. And look, that they stayed in the South. That's that Southern field trip soda. No, they gave Ole Miss. They played Ole Miss tougher than anybody has in Oxford this year. And then in Charlottesville, we can argue whether Virginia's a top 15 team. Well, that's where they're ranked right now in November, and they lost in a safety. game-winning safety with 3 or 4 minutes to go. And I was telling Paul Stone this week. He says, "Well, you like to give more." Well, home field value for Knoxville Saturday night against Oklahoma is going to be a little bit more than Corvallis for Wazoo coming in. So these Pac-12 teams are kind of going in opposite directions after horrible. First of an all-November home-and-home series. What the hell is going
That's
on,
a first.
in the words of Vince Lombardi? Your last pick, Brucey.
Okay, let's go more toward the center of the country, and let's go to the Little Apple in Manhattan, Kansas. And this is Kansas State. And, boys, we've been talking about them in recent weeks, how they have turned their season around. And now they're back to 500. They've covered all 4 since the bye week, handily so in almost all those. The one game they lost outright, they really shouldn't have lost to Baylor. Pick 6 in the fourth quarter on a fluky tip pass, field goal blocked in the last play of the game. I mean, they should have won that game too. Bottom line is they're playing much better. Avery Johnson has settled down at quarterback, and give Matt Wells, the coordinator, credit for that. Give Chris Kleiman. We talked about this before. When the bye week, they sort of settled Johnson down, got him to make plays more on the move. They look like a very controlled offense right now. They're establishing the run better. Johnson looks better. They hit some big plays against KU last week. They're hot. They're playing like the way we thought they were at the start of the season. I know Texas Tech is good, and Baron Morton will probably be back in the lineup this week. Hammond is out. By the way, give that football GM there, James Blanchard, a lot of credit because he knows quarterback depth is important. He found Mitch Griffiths in the portal still sitting there. He had been a starter at Wake Forest, and so he brought him in, third quarterback, and he came in handy last week. It was only Oak State, but he looked good after Hammond went down and they didn't want to play Morton. Morton probably plays this week. But I think Kansas State is extremely live here. I know Texas Tech won that game big at Utah. They also lost a game at Arizona State. That, I think, is more indicative of Texas Tech. And there was one other thing here why I really want to see Kansas State win, because Matt Wells, who is the coordinator now, was at K-State, was railroaded out of Texas Tech by Cody Campbell, who is Mr. Booster at Texas Tech, called him up on the phone, uprated him, and Wells didn't take kindly to it. Good for Wells. Next thing you know, Wells is fired, and Campbell gets his boy in there, Joey McGuire. I don't like anything about I throw all the money you want. I know Paul Stone loves them. I don't, and I don't like the guys like Campbell making that what he's doing to college football. I hope K-State wins this game, and Matt Wells points up at Cody Campbell in the booster box after the game. I'm taking Kansas State in this one, maybe to win outright, but let's just keep it +7 or so in this game.
I might be a pretty good GM with Double Eagle backing as well. You know, the company, but I'll take your Sherwood Blunt and your T-Boone Pickens, and well, you got Cody Campbell right now. Kansas State started out 0-4 against the spread, 4-0 against the spread since. This will be the 4th straight game. They're underdogs. That's right. They've won their last 3 outright as an underdog. The only one they covered. They didn't lose. They the 53-yard field goal by Baylor to win it. Their 50-plus yard field goal was blocked at the end. And wonder about Kansas State and Iowa State, sort of residual effect from going over to Ireland and playing this year. So, all right, Brucey, good job. So, all right, Double Eagle. All right, listen, try not to start too many rumors. Did we have Brett Norsworthy? Is Lane Kiffin? Does he have the Net Jets in Baton Rouge yet? I mean,
that's all they're talking about up there. By the way, I'm heading up to the Bay Area now, and that's the only place where you go where they check your voting record before you actually go in. So I don't know if they'll let me in or not, but I'm actually going to see.
Good luck to you, Brucey. Yes, indeed.
I need it. Thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you next week. Don't forget our friends at Total Maintenance, one of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies since 1980. Weather is beautiful right now, but this is the time. If your unit is over 10 years old, if it was serviced this past year, had to do some reparation, it's on life support. Listen, now is the time to get a great deal on getting a replacement unit. They carry Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, Rheem. Call them today at 480-1000, 480-1000. Also, it's cooling down, so heating safety inspections are critical. Be safe. Family, come on. You got to do this. You hear those horror stories. Call them up and schedule your heating inspection check right now at 480-1000. That's total maintenance.
Live at Ruffino's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. They're an authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, big cheesy Lou, and those Louis' original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
The Hunt Palmer Show, weekday afternoons at 1 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Hannegriff's 5-pack of picks. Brought to you by Supreme Rice. Make sure you use Louisiana rice, grown by Louisiana farmers since 1936. Available at most local grocery stores. Supreme Rice.
It was 3-2. I think I was 3-2 last week, Jimmy. I got the results from 4 of them. I was 3-1. Did LSU win last week?
First half. You had the first half?
No.
No?
The whole game. I was looking around for the results of that one.
Max, what were the results last week?
I was 3-2.
Everybody that participates on
3-2,
Friday.
3-2,
3-2, 3-2.
60%. Pretty good.
60%, Charlie. You heard Chris. And look, Mero, I don't know if you've recognized, he'd be a little cranky.
He was complaining about the weather in San Diego. Yes, I've heard.
Dude, you need to hush. I mean, complaining about the weather in San Diego.
Yeah. So let's see what we can do. Tonight, North Carolina plus 2.5 at Syracuse. Last 2 weeks, UNC's been getting better. Lost to Cal by 3 at Cal. Yardstick was equal, -3 in the turnovers for North Carolina. Last week, they lost 17-16 in overtime to Virginia. Outgained the Cavs by 94, but -2 in the turnovers. Can I get just -1 or even? I think I'll be okay with North Carolina. Syracuse has lost 4 straight since Ricky Collins became the starting quarterback. He's struggling. 4 touchdowns, 8 turnovers in those games. That's including 7 interceptions, and he's been sacked 7 times. And he's not getting any help on the other side. The Orange defense hasn't allowed less than 30 in the last month. Give me Chapel Bill tonight. North Carolina plus 2.5. I'm going to take Texas. Chapel Bill, yeah. They got that.
Chaperone, what is it?
Trademarked.
OTT, what is it for me? What's that song?
OTTTOGO.
Yeah.
We've got Jaden Ott to go.
Come on, Charlie.
What happened to him? Texas -3 against Vanderbilt. You know, amazingly, Texas hasn't played a game in Austin since September the 20th. The crowd gets a top 10 opponent this week. Vandy and Texas.
Oh, their schedule's so unfair.
I know. They've been pushed the last 2 weeks. The Doors with a couple of 7-point wins again at home against LSU and Mizzou. Texas overtime wins on the road at Kentucky and Mississippi State. We've talked plenty about that. So the difference here for me is Texas is coming home. Vandy's on the road. I still think Texas has got more roster here. This is a lot for Vandy that the game against LSU, the game against Missouri, now this game. If Manning doesn't play, I'm fine with Matthew Caldwell. Manning's still in the concussion protocol, though he did
Might
practice.
Be better.
Yes, yeah, I like Matthew Caldwell when I've seen him play. He come off the bench cold and throw that touchdown pass.
Might
in
be
the corner
better.
of the end. Yeah, that ain't bad. I know Vanderbilt's a popular pick, but I'm gonna take Texas -3. I'm going to take Kansas -24.5 against Oklahoma State. I usually stay away from these big lines, but Okie Light is 1-7 against the spread, and they're 1-7 straight up. And not only are they not winning, they're not coming close to covering. They failed to cover since the opener by an average. Failed to cover by an average of 17 points. Kansas is just so-so, but in horse racing terms on Breeders' Cup weekend, Jimmy, they are taking a significant step down in class here. Jayhawks take out their frustrations, rock chalk, land against Oklahoma State, who is ready for the season to be over. I'm with Bruce on Kansas State, plus 7.5 against Texas Tech. Kansas State have made the biggest improvement from September to October. You guys talked about they've won 3 out of 4. They've covered in all of them. Here's a stat I like the best in that, Jimmy. They've outrushed their opponent in all 4 of those games. So they're doing this with brute force on the ground. Nothing wrong with Texas Tech. This is just more points than I'm willing to lay on the road against what I think is a good team. So give me Kansas State plus a 7.5. And I got a good idea that you like this game too, but it's one I really like is Tennessee -3 at home against Oklahoma. Tennessee just scores too many points. I think if this gets into a shootout, I'm going to take the better offense in the home team. If they couldn't win a shootout with Ole Miss at home, I don't think they win a shootout with Tennessee on the road. So give me the Vols -3.
What's that, a shootout?
34-26.
Maybe not a little bit.
Higher scoring. Yeah,
a little bit.
Shootout might be a bit strong, but
Oklahoma spotty didn't do a whole lot for most of the game. They had a safety against them. I mean, they punted a lot.
Mateer look right to you?
No, he's completely different since he's been hurt.
Yeah, that's what I
mean, they rushed him back,
that's
and
he's
he's less than 100%. There's no doubt about that. But Oklahoma didn't move the ball. They had the 2 long busts for touchdowns.
Yeah.
One was like 65, one was like 75. The 2 long busts for touchdowns, and I mean they count. I get that, but Ole Miss at their place. I thought Oklahoma. Max, did you bring that up about Oklahoma's opponents offensively not as strong?
Oh,
that was
yes.
Yeah,
it's weak.
So I mean,
when I picked Ole Miss last week,
Ole Miss consistently moved the ball. Didn't have in little rainy conditions, a little wet conditions.
A little like LSU's defense, right? For a while,
a little bit, yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
Who's the worst defense, Tennessee or Ole Miss?
Tennessee, I think. I think Ole Miss might be a little bit better on defense.
Okay.
It's close, but I think a little bit. I heard Jacob and them talking about today, Tennessee highest price ticket.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that they did. That was one of those Butch Jones blown leads. Oh, about
that's right.
Six,
they played
about 8
they played
years
a home
ago.
and home. I remember that now.
Yeah. When they blew the lead, one of those leads that they blew. Stoops was still the coach. They pulled it out. I want to say that's the year that Oklahoma went to the playoff, the first year playoff, and got housed by Clemson. And Alabama housed Michigan State.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but we remember these things sometimes. Yes, Kansas State 0-4 to 4-0. ATS, Avery Johnson running the legs. Now, last week, he didn't run it as much because once they built the lead against Kansas, he just handed it off. But again, fourth straight game that they're underdog in. Yes, Barry Morton, the senior quarterback, will start for Texas Tech. Wonder if it's a Vikings type of ding. Okay, now that Wentz is officially out, because the freshman's officially out, do we rush him back? Is he 100%? Yeah, something to think about. Rock, chalk, chalky Charlie.
Oklahoma State has been so dreadfully bad.
Is Oklahoma State more of a landing spot than LSU for Uptown John?
I actually think that Uptown John's most likely spot is Auburn.
Okay.
Alabama guy. Grew up in Huntsville.
I think this.
Coached at Troy.
We can safely say at least this is the highest spot for him.
Yes.
I mean, what's the lowest spot?
Kentucky.
You think
because
Kentucky's worse than Oklahoma State?
I think it's harder to win there, yes, because of the conference, yeah.
Okay.
Might be more money at Oklahoma State because of the basketball thing at Kentucky, but I think it's easier to win at Oklahoma State than Kentucky. Yes.
Arch and concussion protocol on a running play. He is not a natural runner. Just saying, got hurt at Ohio State being a runner. He's not going to be drafted high, and he's going to get drafted high in the NFL for his legs. He will be drafted for his arm. So just, that's a bad one. How about Syracuse, the different quarterbacks? Remember there was a hot quarterback competition in Syracuse? Angeli, 329 a game. Collins, 159. 2 goal line fumbles going in. The old punch-out, back-to-back weeks. At Cal, with 3.5 minutes to go, to take a 4-point lead. Nope, they lose by 3. And then last week, to the opening drive of the game, or one of the opening drives, would take it a 7-0 lead. They punch it out again. North Carolina's outgained, out first down their opponents the last 2 weeks, but still not winning. So maybe Chapel Bill, in his trip to Nantucket, maybe he studied in Nantucket on the bye week.
And Collins has not played well for Syracuse, but the defense has been just as bad. They're giving up over 30 a game.
One more thing about this Syracuse schedule is brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal now that it just that wear and tear. It's real in football. So it just not even close with Angeli and Collins right now. But North Carolina, yes, playing better. Or North Carolina, Kansas State, both playing better. Their form is better than their overall resume at this point. And Kleiman's a pretty good coach, huh?
I'm a big Kleiman fan, Chris Kleiman fan. I was surprised that they lost and that they had that off the field. I guess that wasn't Kleiman's fault, but you got dad and brothers, wrestling in the stands or under the stands or whatever it was in Dublin.
Things happen in Dublin,
Had
Charlie.
a few too many Jamesons, right?
Things happen in Dublin, Charlie. Charlie's Picks brought to you by Supreme Rice. Monday, red beans and rice, whether you do it with your chicken, your catfish, pork chop, whatever it is, but you got to do it with Supreme Rice. Louisiana rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana. And also with a part of the Climate Smart program, we're looking out for the future generations of Louisiana rice farmers as well. The Parball rice is restaurant quality rice. I love it. You can find it wherever you find all your Supreme Rice products.
Live at Ruffino's. Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
the Pierre Port store, and now the Thibodeau store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Port. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
This season, we've got prep football and double coverage. Hey, it's Kate Wazan inviting you to join me Friday nights at 6 for Louisiana Prep Preview, followed by Catholic High Football on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Then over on Talk 107.3, it's Ken Trahan's original Prep Football Report from 6 to 11 p.m., bringing you live in-game updates, final scores, and check-ins with correspondents from every corner of the state. It's all presented by Dr. Pepper. Scores on Talk. Theirs on ESPN. It's our prep football double coverage, presented by Dr. Pepper.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Click through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select HD2. Jimmy Ott's 5-pack of picks, brought to you by Supreme Rice. Make sure you use Louisiana rice, grown by Louisiana farmers since 1936. Available at most local grocery stores. Supreme Rice.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my shrimp Gambari toast down. Very good. What a nice appetizer with a little white wine. I mean, you talk about wonderful. All right, Max, 3-2 club, huh?
We're all 3-2 last week, so I guess I'm part of it. 26-24 for the season, just barely above 500.
I'm going to let you go first here or today, but Rohan's via the phone. Delo's got family, and Charlie's at the Beau Rivage. It's just me and you on Sunday at the Queen. So that's it. But we'll have all our contributors. You produce a lot of these college pick shows, so. Before we get to your pick, give us little angles or tidbits that you picked up.
On the NFL or college?
It's college, Max. This is Lock of the Week Friday.
All right.
It's college.
We were looking ahead to NFL.
It's 35 years running, but that's all right. We go.
Some tidbits. Well, I'll get to some on my picks this week. I'll tell you.
Like mine, when me and Paul were talking about teams playing better than their overall resume.
Okay, for sure.
Kind of like Kansas State is
Washington
an obvious.
State is an obvious one. I think of trending right now. Just going down the list, I mean, Penn State's no better than they have been. I thought they might take an interim boost, but they have not improved. Air Force is one of those teams playing a lot better right now. If you look at the lower level teams at the moment, Baylor's going backwards. I really like them this year, but they've just kind of crumbled. We'll see. They're 3-point favorites this week against UCF. I mean, Tennessee, y'all are trusting their offense. I get that, but their defense is bad. Their defense is really bad. So I think can Oklahoma score? I think is a question in that game.
If Oklahoma was playing in Norman, I'd lay the 3 there. I'm going to lay the 3 in Rocky Top. So I know that place is going to be juiced.
And then
I know that.
USC, Nebraska, interesting there just because USC is so bad on the road. We've talked about that. Maeva, number 1 in total QBR.
Did we get an official announcement out of Auburn? Who's starting?
I will look that up real quick. I have not heard that.
All right, no Michigan State either?
Michigan State, I believe, is sticking with Childs at this point.
Okay.
I think they're starting him.
All right, you count now. You're an alum.
I do. I guess that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's been a rough week. I think that's fair to say. I won't go as far as to say they're just screwed from this because I think there are enough coaches. You can go way down the list and maybe not get the guy you want and still hit, right? They didn't want Ed Orgeron. That wasn't their first hire. They wanted Tom Herman. They got Ed Orgeron and won a national title. I think that was a more successful coaching tenure than Brian Kelly's just now. And you could say they probably wanted him a little higher, right?
So.
Yeah, I mean, you can still back in maybe to a great coach here at LSU. It's just, do you have the top options now? Maybe you made it a little harder at the very least.
I think some people involved, and one thing I've learned over the last couple of weeks is that LSU's private donorship is pretty damn strong.
For sure.
And, you know, I mean, we hadn't come up in a while, and I know a couple of them. And they may, to hell with the governor, they're gonna give him a big contract. So they can do that, or they can go, they go down the street and get Summerall. I mean, he'll come for a 5-6 year deal for, a performance base. You can get that level coach. I mean, Summerall could come here and light it up, okay? He could go somewhere and light it up. He can go somewhere and flop, okay? It's incomplete, but if you want, sort of a splash hire or whatever, but a more accomplished resume, kind of like a Kelly at the time, I think they might have some willing donors. So we'll see. Let's get to your picks. Let's go.
All right, let's start off with a game tonight. I haven't picked a Friday night game all year, but I like this spot here for Rice. Catching 14 at home against Memphis. Memphis in a bit of a sandwich spot, right? Off the big win, emotional win at home against South Florida. That was big in the American Athletic Conference standings. And you would have to think the American winner of the conference is going to get in the playoff, right? That's going to be the conference that gets in. I don't think the Mountain West or any of those teams. Maybe an outside shot that Boise could get in. But Memphis is in a look-ahead spot as well with Tulane on deck. I know Tulane lost, but that's still a big game in the American standings.
Coming
Rice
off a
is
big
team.
win.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a sandwich spot. And Rice is a slow sort of spread option team. They run the ball a lot. The clock is moving. So 14 is a lot at home for a team in what should be a lower scoring game. The total is only 48.5. So I think catching 14 at home with Rice, a competent team at the very least, can get this done with a cover at home. Going to go with Texas -3. Finally against Vanderbilt. You heard Charlie kind of mention his points on this. I'm going to just follow him, but add to this. Vanderbilt last week struggled offensively because they were getting off the field on third downs rather than staying on the field, which has been their big strength, right? They've been a great third down team. We saw it against LSU, 3rd and 8s. They would advance the chains almost every time, it felt like. Well, Missouri was a great third down defense and stopped them. They were 3 for 10 on third downs, and their offense wasn't the same. Texas, a top 15 third down defense. They get off the field as well. I think this is a really tough spot. Texas at home, only catching 3. I think they're the better team here.
They're Texas -3.
Texas -3. But essentially they're saying on a neutral there about what and what. I think Texas is still a better team. Vandy's had a really, really emotional run here. So I'm
that's
Texas.
where I was going to get to. Their emotional fuel is on reserve. I mean, that's 2 draining games. And let's face it, that was one of the more misleading wins for the season. Missouri did a lot not to win that game. They should have won. All right, next.
Temple catching 5.5. Casey Keeler's done a great job there in his first year.
Where?
5-3. They're playing East Carolina. They're catching 5.5. They're in Philly.
Oh, Philly.
Their
okay.
2 big blowout losses were to Georgia Tech on the road and Oklahoma. I'm not going to kill them for that. this is an East Carolina team that's not elite. So I'm going to take Temple and Casey Keeler. I'm just going to trust the Owls catching 5.5 at home. Hawaii in the late game, plus 1.5 at San Jose State. I get it. They're away from the island. A lot of people fade them in these spots, but they are off a bye week, so they've had a chance to kind of have a normal week where they take out the travel. And Hawaii has covered 4 straight games as an underdog. They've won those games. 4 in a row as an underdog.
4 outright wins as a dog.
Outright wins as a dog in their last 4 games. They're trending in the right direction. San Jose State, I don't know what kind of respect they're getting here. They've got 1 win against an FBS opponent. So going on the road off a bye week, I think that's a big spot here. I'm going to take Hawaii plus 1.5. They're already bowl eligible at this point. And my big lock of the week this week, Cal catching 6 at home against Virginia. Virginia, a 15th ranked team in the AP poll, but entirely overrated. They've been great in 1-score games. So look here. I mean, Cal's catching 6. They could absolutely lose by 3 or 4 here. So I think Cal might win this game outright. I actually do think. I'm going to play the money line here as well, but I'm going to take the 6 points lock of the week against Virginia.
Rankings aren't worth a crap minus a fade spot with teams that are overrated. Virginia's not. Is Virginia top 30?
No.
I mean, number 15.
North Dakota State would be favored on a neutral over Virginia.
There you go. Well, they're pretty good. Did you have Kennesaw State this week?
I did not. No. That's it.
Well,
That's
I know what the Hoo Max. Hoo Max. He's got all the damn Owls. Rice Owls, Temple Owls. I'm trying to see if Kennesaw State as well.
Florida
They
Atlantic.
covered. Well, they're 1-0. Owls are 1-0 so far this week. We'll take a time out. There's Max's picks. I'll come back with mine when we continue. Don't forget, Football Sunday live from the Queen DraftKings outlet this Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon. How many weeks in a row we've had profitable weeks? Like 5?
Ooh, it's been very profitable. I'll tell you right now. We
4?
had 1 14 and 16
Okay,
weeks.
okay, so 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
4 of 5 profitable weeks. We'll see if we can get it done there. We'll take a time out to Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris and Edward Jones Investments from Ruffino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes.
Hey, Jordan.
Promo?
Are you doing a show Sunday?
Yeah, I'm doing a show.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah, it's rolling.
Join me, Jimmy Ott and Charles Hanegraaff for the next. Join me, Jimmy Ott, Charles Hanegraaff for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch, live at Walk-Ons in Bruley, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday from Walk-Ons in Bruley on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1940.
I gave the wrong time. Yep, Brian Kelly press conference.
Brian Kelly.
Oh, geez. Oh, Frank Wilson. That's right.
Hold on, I'm deleting it.
Join us for a Live at Lunch, live from Walk-Ons to accommodate the special time, 10 a.m. to accommodate the Jeff Landry press conference.
All right, it's rolling now.
Join me, Jimmy Ott, Charles Hanegraaff, for this special edition, Monday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Let me go again. Join me, Jimmy Ott and Charles Hanegraaff, for Live at Lunch, live at Walk-Ons in Bruley, Monday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. to accommodate the Frank Wilson press conference. Live at Lunch, live at Walk-Ons, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Small, the extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Port. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at ThibodeauStore.com.
This is Charles Hanegraaff for Home Bank. Grow your nest egg savings with a great CD rate from Home Bank. For a limited time, you can earn 4.25% annual percentage yield, and you get to choose the term. Pick 3, 7, or 11 months and get this excellent return on your savings. The minimum balance is only $2,500. It really is that simple. Stop by any South Louisiana Home Bank location and speak with a local banker today. Good for business. Good for life. Home Bank. Member FDIC.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The field is set. The votes are open. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust present the Heart of the Game Award. These athletes crushed it in-game this month, and now you decide who takes the win. The male and female with the most votes each earn a $250 gift card and serious bragging rights. Click on 1045ESPN.com and cast your vote now. Brought to you by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at 1045 ESPN and on Instagram at ESPN 1045. For a look behind the scenes, highlights from our shows, the chance to participate in exclusive contests, and more with 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
College football talk all year long on the Chuck Oliver Show, weeknights at 6 on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All right, 3-2. We're like the rest of these guys. And yes, Chapel Bill, they are improving. They first down, outgained their opponents the last 2 weeks, but still came up short. What that does is keeps the lines pretty honest as well. Syracuse, that brutal schedule is catching up with them. Not close in the quarterback transition. And I loved how North Carolina, after fumbling going into the end zone the last two games, once with 4 minutes to go, about to take a 4-point lead in Berkeley, and then last week at home to take a 7-0 lead against Virginia, and they still go for it in two and came that close. But the next guy who scored cradles the ball as he goes into the game. Give me an improving team, a team that's playing way above their overall season resume. Tar Heels plus 2.5 against Syracuse tonight. Kansas State 0-4 against the spread to start off. 4-0 against the spread since. 3-1 straight up. All four of these games are as underdog. The one that they lost was at Waco. They blew a 14-point fourth quarter lead, and then a 53-yard field goal by Baylor to win it. Kansas State, Avery Johnson using his legs a lot more. Texas Tech, I like them a lot, but this one is going to be a close one. Give me the 7.5 at home. Team playing much better than their overall season resume. Duke plus 3.5 at Clemson. They owe me money. Next, Florida plus 7 against Georgia. I really believe they moved at that time. Keep in mind, all the changes, the coaching changes, midseason coaching changes were done after losses, most after home losses. Sunbelt Billy won the game. Man, he had Georgia on the ropes last year. I know he had the Texas win this year. I think he had another one in his gun ready to go. They didn't want him to get any momentum. The boosters made it known they're going to stop their support if they didn't go in a different direction. They leaked the information, so win, lose, or draw against State, he's gone. He won, still lost his job. And then Wazoo, man. Wazoo, they are so much better than Oregon State. Remember that Oregon State game? It was a Friday night game where Wake Forest came in there. It was like they were actually, Oregon State against Wake Forest. That thing was like 50-0, and the Demon Deacons had to take their foot off of the gas. Give me Wazoo minus 3.5, the first half of this all November home and home series between Wazoo and Oregon State. I do have some Lanyap picks for you this week, and I'll go in rotational order here. I think SMU's catching a lot of points at home against Miami. So this is a spot that they were looking ahead to when they lost at Wake Forest last week. Speaking of Wake Forest, they're catching a lot of points. Going to Tallahassee, catching 10. They're a better team. Now, Florida State is coming off of a bye, but, man, I felt like I was when Patrick Surtain Sr. was dealing with the media this week. No, Norvell's still there. That's a hefty buyout if they want to come right after they just completed their football ops center, which is the newest one on the block. I think Ole Miss might rout South Carolina. Big win for Ole Miss? Absolutely. South Carolina, that was an emotionally draining game as well. They should have beaten Alabama last week. Alabama gets a tipped pick six to start the scoring, and then the fumble at the end of the game. South Carolina found a way to lose that one. Didn't give you Nebraska. It's been knocked down from 6.5 to 4.5, but I will be on the Huskers in that one. Max?
I want to go back to Georgia real quick.
Yep.
They're 3-1 against the spread this year.
Yeah.
Did they deserve to cover against Ole Miss when they
no,
were 7.5 point
no,
favorites?
I had Georgia and felt like no.
Did Auburn get robbed in that game?
Absolutely.
So we're looking at a totally different team if those games didn't kind of fluctuate sharply at the very end due to refs or due to just late miracle runs.
And they
by
covered
Georgia.
Kentucky by half a point.
By a half point, and they pushed against Tennessee. So I mean they have not been great against the number.
Oh,
and they're laying 7 here.
I had them lose in the spread against Tennessee.
Okay, so maybe they were 3.5. There you
go.
But
that's what I said. This 3-0 ATS run by Georgia is on life support. They're not. One thing I got right this year, and listen, you look at the preseason rankings, it's tougher than ever. You're trying to forecast the college football season. It's tough. I mean, we look for one a year in the top 10 to finish unranked. You might have 3 or 4 this year. So Georgia, and the one thing about it that I did not anticipate with this new era of roster building is, okay, well, you're going to give the haves even more money, and the have-nots are not going to have. Well, you don't have your depth. It's football. You're going to lose players. Your depth that might be future NFL players are going to play for other people. The super teams in the SEC don't exist. Tell me a Georgia team, a Kirby Smart team. What were those drives that Ole Miss had? 75, 70. None were like short field drives. Long, sustained touchdown. 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns. Now they finished strong. 3 and out, 4 out. But that just doesn't happen. Georgia is a tick off. They were lucky. They were fortunate. Kirby Smart admitted it to beat Tennessee. And Ole Miss could have had them as well.
some people just outside the practice facility at Georgia this week heard a lot of Kirby yelling, I will say. They're off a bye week. That's the only thing they got going for them.
Yes, indeed. All right. We got Hunt's up next. Hunt, keep on rolling, baby. He's an alum, too. He counts. It's
been a long week for him. After A&M, oof. Hunt, still here in the
I'm
Aggie
with
War.
Charlie. This reminds me of 2007 in Atlanta, that December, early December. For Jordan Kitchen, sprinting and all the right buttons back in the studio from Ruffino's Lock of the Week. Hunt's next right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Thanks, Jordan.
All right, y'all have a good one.
I'll talk to you Sunday.
See ya.